As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Woo! How are you all doing tonight? Thank you for being here early, ready, and right away to party tonight and to talk comics. And for me out here in the good old Midwest, we are getting swamped, and I mean swamped with stuff. This is like the swamp thing, but a freaking snow. But glad to have some faces here early, ready, and right away. Let's acknowledge them. So, what's up, Putin's cat, Gilded King, Vince Womack, the Nightwing, one of the greatest DC characters ever. How you doing, the Nightwing? Hey, Mohammed said, aka Conquest. How you doing, man? Yes, I like seeing you gentlemen here early and right away. That's what's up. So yeah, obviously, as a lot of you know, the common nerd just had a kid, so he's not gonna be around. He's been doing stuff selectively, and that's fine. The man can take his time when he's ready to commit, to shows full time, but he can basically, like all the air panels, show up here when he wants to. So, and Claude will not be here tonight. He's got stuff going on as well. So, but either way, we got Pablo, Caster, our day one dudes. Well, Caster's practically day one, unofficially. Hey, Adego Outlaw, how you doing, buddy? Cheers to you, my friend. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Of course, we got HOJO here. Promote the Mythicals, too. I'm excited to hear what he has to say, and I'm hopefully we can bring some new eyes to his book as well. I think tonight is good because we can, get to know the man behind the book as well. So we're gonna get his VH1 behind the music, aka behind the comic special. That should be fun too. And this is a good way to kick off 2024. So to fill people in, obviously February 2nd, we'll be doing an episode based on the X-Men comic book called God Loves, Man Kills, if I got that correctly. February 2nd, we'll be doing that. And of course, we got our Spider-Man panel we'll be doing probably around like April-ish. I think we'll do issues 41 through 60, the Stan Lee, John Romita Sr. run. So the little throwback month we'll do around April. So that's going to be fun. And of course, we're working on a slew of other guests to have on, whether it's industry pros or the Iron Age types of pros. A little bit of both. It's gonna be great. The future's wonderful, and we're at C.S. Johnson. She was on here a few months ago. She's a fantastic guest. We're gonna have her back on here. Actually, let me look at my calendar. January 26th. So I'm looking forward to having her on as well. And of course, for those who are the Toxic Tuesday watchers, we'll be doing Rambo 3 this coming Toxic Tuesday. And yes, we'll do number 4 as well the following week after. So let's bring in our dudes here. How's it going, Ironcaster?
I think I'm ready to crack into the weekend.
Love it. I love it. How's everything been, man? How's everything?
It's been cold.
Cold. Oh, yeah, dude. Especially you're in Michigan. I can't even imagine what it's like for you. Like, I had to remind myself of that. Like, you're in Strip. You and, like, anyone who's in, like, Minnesota, like, dude, I can't even imagine what it's like for you guys over there. It's got to be wild with the weather.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy. I was kind of fortunate enough that like I got off work and I'm like I'm gonna go I'm gonna do what every good little person in the North does. We'll go stop the gas station before before the storm, or they'll have the cases of beer just lined up basically to the ceiling because they know you're going to stock up, get the important things, and get your butt off the road.
I'm not sure if it's just me, and maybe it's someone in the chat will acknowledge. Your mic is just a tinge loud. Not like drastically, but I think it just needs to go down a notch. Other than that, you should be perfect. But dude, so obviously alcohol is in abundance and obviously super necessary, judging from the situation you told me going on up north in Michigan. Yeah. Today, dude, besides going down the street to the garbage can in our apartment area, it wasn't even cold outside. I noticed as I stepped out, I'm like, oh, this isn't even, at least for over here, the temperature wasn't really bad. It was more of just like the snow was just mounting and mounting and mounting is what it really was.
Yeah, well, we've been kind of fortunately spared for the most part up to this point. So it's like, we basically got a nice, basically snow-free Christmas. And now we're getting it in December. We just kind of pushed it off until we got here. But I guess it just means I have to stay in now and read comic books.
Oh, no. Oh. Oh, dude, that's awful.
Oh
How,
no!
what a terrible thing. How are you gonna live?
Godzilla.
Oh man. Hey, Vulcan lives! Hail dudes and dudettes, and hail to the mighty Vulcan lives. Happy Friday to you, sir. Hopefully you're well and comfy in your home, assuming if you did or did not get slammed with the snow. I don't know where you're from, but glad to see you here, sir. Hopefully your Friday as well. Well, Pablo's not here yet, but we all know Pablo. He's simply here when he's summoned. So, and that's okay. But we got another guy, and welcome to the Comic Shop Talk, Hojo. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to have you here. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I think this will be the first of many more of these to come. I mean, it's a Friday show where we talk comics and we drink. I mean, that's a combination that's hand in hand.
Well, look at that.
Oh, it's a koozie he's got. Look at that here. Let's zoom in on you real quick, buddy. Look at that koozie. I drink and I read comics. What do you do? Dude.
Can we make that like? We need to make that like the show catchphrase or something. I love it. That's perfect.
Dude, no, Hojo, I love that, man. And I just want to say, by the way, like, congratulations on your success with the Mythicals issue number 2. I've been keeping tabs on it just because I want to see how all the guys within our sphere are doing with their books. I love seeing people competitive and just getting out there and making shit happen. And you're an absolute grinder with this stuff. You're just going out there.
It's hard not to see it. I'm sorry.
That's good. No, that should be standard. Let's be real here. That should be standard. You should absolutely be on the hustle like that. And I think it was you who said before, you were saying you gotta want this. You gotta want it.
You gotta want it. You do. Yeah.
And I agree. Strongly agree. You know, you can only do so much. You gotta say you can't just expect it. You just gotta go and make yourself notice and heard. You gotta be undeniable, and that's clearly what you're doing.
Yeah, make yourself undeniable. I mean, they have to notice you eventually. You ever see that movie Miracle?
Oh, Kurt Russell, dude.
That's
one of my favorites.
That speech, like I've listened to that a lot in the past. So since I've launched my first campaign, when he was like, "This is your time, good," and then at the end he just looks at me, so like, "Now go out and take it."
That's a great sports movie, by the way. I love that movie.
That's it.
Hey, Kurt Russell is a coach too. Like you wouldn't think on the surface that would work, but the thing is, you see him. The guy's been a great coach. He's been a great Santa. He's been a great Captain Ron, and also on top of it, a great badass action. But yeah, no, Miracle is such a great movie. I know people who are not even like sports movie types. They love that movie. It's one of those movies. It's transcendent, especially with how inspirational it is. Something we're missing nowadays is a lot of that inspiration. Hey, and the man is here.
Speaking of inspiration,
hey everyone, this is
What's up,
Pablo from Mega City 1. Wait.
Oh, glad to see you, bud. Happy you are here,
dude. It's interesting that I'm the one rooting for a military state because the other option is basically Detroit from RoboCop.
That sounds like a bit of a lose-lose, though. I don't know if any of that's a win.
Whoever wins, we all lose.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. Straight up. What's up, Diesel? Huey Chow. How's your week been, Pablo?
Quite interesting. Even today, my dogs are kinda weird out of late since the day everything started, and for some reason, because last few Fridays I have forgotten to give them food before the show. I decided, okay, I will just give them food. They will eat quickly and go out, and I'm totally free. Took them 20 minutes to finish their meal. Even the animals, man, is weird. The air is different. You go to the supermarket, and people are watching to both sides and really not perky. How's the word? They react really fast.
Mhm.
So it's an strange situation, but had to happen someday. Because
Oh,
I will tell you
absolutely.
this: if you, my country had socialist a socialist president that removed a lot of securities from the border, did a lot of things that created this situation where people just enter your country without any criminal path, without any information.
Mhm.
Last 10 to 15 years, we have been becoming this underground safe haven for a lot of shit. And finally, there's somebody doing something about that. The issue is that they ask for help to the US, and I jokingly say it on Twitter that they will send troops on hills, and they sent a woman
Mhm.
straight up. So at least it was
Well,
not
there
on
you go.
Rainbow, but god damn it, man! I missed there when you thought about Rambo when we had. Dude, there was a lot of times in the 2000s when we had a war that people will say some expert is coming from the US, and we will think Rambo or Walker or something like that. And we were
Yeah.
really enthusiastic. We will get a hero and he will kick everybody's ass. Freedom is coming, and now they are gonna make our kids trans. So yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, I miss the Rambo era. You guys really, really need to go back to the Rambo era. Get some real
We want
heroes.
to.
Trying.
Trust me. When I say we want to, like, I'm just begging for that. Even though, like, I was barely only alive when Rambo 3 came out. Trust me when I say I'm still begging for that. Like, I really need that to be a thing because also DC was on a high at that point too as well. DC was on a high in the A's. So yeah, I will welcome a lot of the things that come with the A's. Dudes who are insanely competitive about who
Yeah.
had the biggest guns, the biggest knives on the block in action movies. DC Comics being competitive within its own market. Yeah, of course I
Mm.
want that. I
You
also
guys
like the
even
fact that physical media is absolutely anywhere and ever. So yeah,
get
please
it.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
but you even had nerds that were action nerds. You had
Oh, straight up.
MacGyver. MacGyver was for me
Mhm.
it's still an aspirational thing because the guy was a scientist, guy was an engineer,
Mhm.
really smart. My my grandfather used to watch the show because of that, because of the cerebral thing. But you will see explosions, and the guy was kicking ass, and it was goddamn awesome. It was really, really awesome.
And lest we forget the best soundtracks, the best themes.
Oh,
Well,
dude, the Top Gun
Airwolf,
soundtrack.
Night,
The
Knight
18 man,
Rider,
I
Dude,
remember
AT,
that
Oh,
song all the
dirty.
time.
yeah. Dude,
Miami
that's
Vice, Magnum PI, even
you're
fucking
onto
Golden
something
Girls was
there
better.
with the soundtrack because a lot of those the music really enhance what your life experiences were with those movies. Like when you hear a certain song you affiliated with that movie at the time. Also, when they would play in the
Kenny
movies,
Loggins.
it would be up front in the mix of the movie, not where it became much more of like a background thing in the like 2010s ish and to a lesser extent the 2000s. The 80s soundtracks are, dude, I have my Beverly Hills Cop on vinyl. I got my Top Gun
Same.
1 on vinyl.
And then, like the James Bond, they had like
Oh,
each like the
dude.
fucking View to a Kill for Duran
Oh,
Duran.
dude, yes.
Tina
Wow.
Turner with
Underrated
Goldeneye.
soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
Underrated soundtrack. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Because the
Oh,
bad guy
man.
was Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's good. I thought he was actually a good villain. Like I've had mixed thoughts of
Huh,
the movie in
Mr.
general,
Bond, I'm
but I
gonna
love
get
him
you.
as
My
a
name.
villain.
Zolan.
I can only like he's the emperor now in Dune. I can't wrap my mind around that.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, oh, that's Paul Muad'Dib. We've got to make the spice flow. We've got to get him.
The spies.
This the spice has got to flow. You'll take my Sonic car.
All right. Welcome to the channel, Pale Rider. I haven't seen you before, but it seems like you know Hojo.
Yeah, I know Pale
Welcome.
Rider, yeah.
So
Cool dude.
shout out to you, Pale Rider. What's up, Neil? Say he's been reading Dank Edge Ghost Rider. Hell yeah. That's
Oh,
what's
dude.
up. D-Bud!
What's up, dude? But I just caught a preview for Ghost Rider where it looks like they're making the hood Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
Oh.
my friend, she's out.
I'm not. I like the look of it. Like it's kind of winning me over. Like I like this sort of over the top. It's like kind of like a Marvel Spawn kind of look to him.
Hate the look of it. My issue with this, and I've been looking about what a lot of the comic book YouTubers been saying. It just seems like nowadays everyone's just stepping all over Johnny Blaze, and that's the part that I hate. Is
I mean, I do
if
have
you're
a
a dude,
spot
it's one
for
thing
that.
about having another guy, but it's the fact that everything is being done at the expense of stepping on Blaze. I don't even hate the look of the hood. I really don't.
No,
Generally
I liked it.
speaking,
I liked
don't.
it, but yeah.
There was a lot of push against Johnny Blaze after the movies, but I'll be honest, some of the movies have become quite
Well, those
better
movies
with
are
the
not
time.
representative of
The
Blaze.
second one is aged well.
Nicolas
I
Cage,
agree.
man,
Actually, I
Nicolas
agree with
Cage.
you on that. I agree with you on that. Actually, strongly agree with that. Real quick, I'm going to acknowledge this guy, Diesel. What we'll do is tonight we'll talk about the comic spoiler free, and if you get a hold of it, yeah, we're going to talk about next week filled with spoilers. So yeah, we gladly have you on next week, sir. But
Oh,
all right,
no, he's here. I need to share my screen. I told him I would let
share
you
your
guys are
screen.
Transformers fans. Just hold.
These guys are, him, Diesel are the experts on Transformers. So if you got something to show Transformers, dude, show it, show it, because I want to know, man. Oh yeah, Neil. See that bugs me too. How much they hate Danny Rand as someone who I like a lot of the '70s stuff with Power Man and Iron Fist. Big fan. Of course, then came the Ed Brubaker run of Iron Fist as well. So you have all these great comic books with my guy Danny Rand, and nowadays he's just another punching bag, much like Blaze. So it's just like, okay, I'm not going to give you guys my time. It's not even about just the money, but it's about the time, and I don't care about that trash anymore. I enjoy my life too much, and I'm not going to let it be ruined by these assholes.
Wait, you're sharing your Twitter.
Yeah.
You guys
I think
hear
he
that?
knows. I think
Okay.
yes, we hear that.
Hold on.
We hear that.
Can you hear that?
We were getting noise before, but okay, let's do it one more time. Sounds cool as heck. Oh,
That's
is
a
that
shitload of current going through like a welder.
Oh, it's. I like the way when
it's getting ionized around the.
Slowed down like that. It sounds like it's Cybertronian.
Yeah, I tried to send it to Diesel and it wasn't slowed down. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
So, anyways, we're about 20 minutes into the show, and we have people here. And you know what? Let's finally get to talking about the star of the showtime, Mr. Hojo. So, Hojo, you're our guest tonight, and obviously you have a comic book to talk about, promote. But before we talk about the comic book, let's talk about you, sir. What is your background and your history on comic books? Maybe you could talk about the first comic book that you got started, the first run. Where did it start for you? Where did your rabbit hole start with comic books? Was it another medium that led you comic books? Just go for it, man.
Okay, I'm 42, so my earliest memories are like the Bixby, Ferrigno Hulk, and the Spider-Man is Amazing Friends, and the Incredible Hulk cartoon. So, like, I'm an Incredible Hulk super fan. So, my cousin was transitioning out of comic books, I guess. Everybody's got that story. Somebody's, here, take these. I don't know what this shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, oh my God, they know there are more. They're Spider-Mans, but who are these other people? And then, I learned to read. I started to actually kind of learned how to read better, like with comic books. Like I would look words up, and so I got interested in reading. Like I was an only child, so lifelong comic fan. Wrote a story back in 2005 which would be the Mythicals. I was going to submit to CrossGen Comics, but they were out of business when we got back. We were all ready. We had everything ready. We had Bristol boards sent overseas. We were all good to go. But things fell through, and then I discovered crowdfunding about a little over 2 years ago, and did some homework, dusted off the old idea, got an editor, got some artists, got a team together, doing my shit.
Nice. So clearly, as you just mentioned, like the Mythicals is something you've always had, on the back burner, and obviously now is the time in your life where you're getting to it. No, was it something you were holding off on getting to longer, or did the state of the industry make you speed up the process, or was this all honestly just something that just happened organically?
Well, I kind of I wouldn't say ditched comics, but I kind of quit buying them. And when Secret Invasion happened, dude, you're not just gonna take all that money. I don't.
Oh, like the excess tie-ins and all that.
Man, I got tired of it. The event fatigue, that shit's real. So, but I kind of kept my eye on things where storylines were going, and I'm just and then I don't know, man. I noticed a lack of quality. I'll say that across the board, art wise, like Tumblr shit, and they're ripping off artists,
especially 2012 and onward. Yeah.
Oh man, it got bad, and I was just put myself. I'll make a comic that I would want to read. I'm gonna get my old idea. I'm gonna polish it, rework some things, make some floppies, because in my area of comics there aren't that many. Everybody's doing graphic novels and making 30, 40 grand, and I can't do that. And I had to pay for everything out pocket on the first one.
I like that you're doing the floppies. I really do appreciate that you're going for it that way, because I talked to quite a few guys within our sphere, even in, I guess you could say, the retail mainstream sphere, and they still love the floppies. And even here's the thing, like the shop that I go to for the few newer things I get, we do get younger people who are coming to the shop. Here's the two things they're coming for. They're coming for a manga, the more obvious one. The second, less obvious one, when it comes to the American stuff, they're going to the back issues. So it's not like they're not interested in the West market. It's that they want something that's good for the West market. But they see that there's all these older guys who have, who are long-time customers. So they'll ask us, hey, what is good? What should we read? Which I love seeing, because it lets you know there is a young audience that does want to read. I hear all these crazy stuff about young people want to read. I'm like, do you not see manga sales? That's an absolute pathetic lie. Narrative. Yeah, young people love reading, and it's not just my children who love reading too that want to read. There are young readers. It's not like it's not even like a fringe minority. It's in the millions, straight up objective minutes. You look at obviously the stuff with manga, or even the Dogman, Captain Underpants world, which is obviously another version of comic books. Killing it. Yeah. But what I like it, like my oldest, she's hooked on Dogman. She's invested in the story. She wants to know what's going on with the next adventure. And I love seeing that, because she's learning about what continuity is, even though she doesn't realize that, but she's learning about the investing character and growing with it. And that's kind of like the way we got all into our Marvels and DCs of the world, because we want to see what this character was doing next. That was something that we latched onto. So the young market is out there. It's about, how do we get this in their hands? And it seems like you're very well aware of that, which I love.
Yeah, that. I've sold to multiple comic shops in my area.
Sold out all dude, that's badass. Oh, that's
I went in there and saw. She was like, I put up my flyer for issue 2. She's like, oh my god. She's like, well, when you do, she's like, do you have any more of issue 1? I was like, I do, but right now it's going to be catch up tiers for what I'm selling with issue 2. She was like, well, and I said, I'm going to do a reprint. And she was like, oh, when you bring them both. I was like, there you go. I did a sign in there. It was awesome. I'm doing a convention in April.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Do you mind telling the audience in case someone's
it's Big Lick Comic-Con, Northern Virginia. So
you're in Virginia. You're a Virginia guy. Okay. Yep. Killer. Awesome. All right. Before we ask more, what's up, dearest? How you doing, Neil, George Bonnie 90, Dave C, and Pinochet's Helicopter Tours? All right, so let's get your comic book up here on Fund My Comic. Go ahead, Caster.
While you set that up, let me ask you, Hojo. Like, when it comes to comics, what do you tend to gravitate towards? Like, what are, I mean, obviously the Hulk and Spider-Man, but I'm curious, what other books are you into? Like,
not much. Like my buddy calls it, the guy who sent me that Transformers thing. He calls it cape shit. Like he doesn't do that stuff, man. Like, he's a pulp guy. Like me and him have a connection. He loves the Shadow. He's like a Shadow super.
Sounds like Razor Fist. How Razor calls it Cape Comics as well. Loves the Shadow. Okay, go on.
I love that stuff. Shadow movie is not bad, and even if you hate Alec Baldwin, it's not bad. And we have a love for Dick Tracy, but like, I'm a Vertigo guy. Like, Vertigo was my shit. That's when I decided I was like, I would love to do this one day. Like, I read and I put on Twitter not too long ago, Animal Man, the Morrison run.
Yeah, good book. Real
that
damn
right,
good
that
book, dude.
that combined with like Sandman and of course the Alan Moore Swamp Thing, but that just showed me I was like, something's different. Like, you can be different. You can, and then Fables.
Oh yes, Bill
when
Willingham.
when that happened,
yeah.
I was like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like I don't even know if I mean, I guess I could. I don't know if I could write Spider-Man. Like, what could I say that hasn't already been said? Like, I guess I would bring back Sinister Six, like a real good version of it. But I feel like there's nothing more I could say to make. Although I could say Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That would be the name. That would be the name. That would be the name of the title if they gave it.
And
to me.
water is wet, snow is white. Superman is Clark Kent. Obvious observations of life.
And Miles Morales.
Yeah, I'd be like, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That would be the name of the title.
You can do a team up, The Adventures of the Amazing Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I think that's important, though, Hojo, is kind of understanding your own limits. To say, it's one thing to say, I'm a fan of this character and I would love to work on the book, but it's another thing entirely to say, I love this character, but I know I may not necessarily be suited to tell a story with this character, or I wouldn't know where to possibly take it.
It's almost intimidating for that. Like, I could do Captain America, sure. I could do the Hulk because I do know the Hulk. I know the Hulk.
With Captain America, I always thought the idea of doing like a series of like the 50 States of America or something, where it's like each issue is Cap going around the country,
like campaigning.
We got it would be great, because then you'd like have like little things to highlight each state, and then like you just kind of highlight some other villains there too.
Like, I mean, I was in the Army. I would do like a classic. It wouldn't be a contemporary Captain America story. I would do something back then, like a historical fiction piece, to where like you would see him hanging out outside of the battlefield, how they looked up to him, like, dude, he's Captain America here too. It's not an act. Like, he is Captain America. Like, he talks to us. He's walking around. He's a super soldier, but he's still one of us.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely is one of us.
Because Steve Rogers at that point, like, I mean, I don't want to speak for him, like, he would have gotten this power and gone through basic training, but he believed that shit. Like, in America, like, he wanted that shit, so he wanted to be the best he could. And I feel like in the beginning he must have had almost like, I don't really belong here. Like, I'm strong. I really have to prove myself constantly, and then that's what shaped him.
Captain America was also very selfless. I think it was the Critical Drinker who pointed out in one of his videos, I think a year and a half back, he pointed out the one scene in the first movie. If you remember that scene earlier on in the first movie, which is very underrated, by the way, where he jumps on the grenade, and he says, "Everyone get away!" Captain,
that's why he got the shot.
Yes, that's exactly why. He said he compared that scene to everything about the first Captain Marvel. He said, you see an example of someone who is selfless, who's trying to look out for his guy, who's protect, hey, what happens if it all falls on me? He was willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Whereas you see the Carol Danvers of let's just say the last 11 years, and that's a character who's absolutely not heroic in any way. She does things to serve only herself. She'll act, and yet somehow, ironically, she's idolized by all these millions. Yet Captain America here is the one who's willing to take the hit for the team. He's the one who is willing to be the one who has to die so everyone else can live. That was a great example of comparing heroism to fake heroism. And not really heroism, period.
That's the thing. He's great. He's great because he's a great character, not because he has great power.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, dude.
I mean, the guy who I'm blanking on the director's name, but he did The Rocketeer.
Joe Johnston. Yes, yeah. Joe Johnston. Hey. That's a perfect movie too in itself. Yeah. Oh, dude. I grew up on The Rocketeer.
Yeah. Like Dick Tracy, that's my favorite comic book film. You might say it's not, but
no, I love that movie. When we're off camera, I got a story to tell you about Dick Tracy. It's one of those things I can't say on air, but it's pretty awesome. We'll just say that it's pretty awesome. But anyways, let's talk about your book here, The Mythical. So you're obviously on issue 2, and you haven't been really running the campaign for that long. Time has just really flown by. 3 months, and you're already almost close to what you did with the first issue. So now you have a little bit of a built-in audience. You have interest. Now there's expectations even,
get some new ones too, like people all the time.
So, and that's what's good. You got the people who can catch up on this stuff. So what is the Mythicals like? Because we have almost 20 people here. Tell them what the Mythicals is like, whether you want to compare it to anything. Just what is your elevator pitch? If you're going to pitch this to someone's like, hey, tell me about your story, HOJO.
Okay, the 5-second elevator pitch. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with Wildcats with a little X-Files conspiracy sprinkled in.
Ooh.
So
everything
it's a horror.
About that is killer.
Yeah, I know. It's just yum, 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 yum.
I grew up a big X-Files guy, too.
Yeah, me too.
Huge. Oh, dude, what a show.
Yes.
Oh,
and so,
man.
like, it's that, that first season where, like, you saw the Smoking Man in the first issue, but you don't know who he is. You don't know what's going on. Except at the end, he puts up a little box in his shelf. I'm like, well, he fucking works there. And then she's like, and throughout the season, he wasn't in every episode, but throughout the season, he was there. And then you get a good
sporadic. Yeah, sporadic. And when he was there, that made you like, it made you like, what the hell is this guy doing? What's his deal? What's up, Sherry? How you doing? Mohammed said. Nice to see you guys here. So, okay, so you got this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the X-Files is fantastic. No, I look at this art here, and I'm like, I get a little bit of a Brett Booth type of vibe here with the art. That's what I got of it. I love the colors. And obviously, it looks like you have a female lead here. And what's her name? Yeah, but I know you, and I know you respect the meme. What is her character like? I guess you could say without giving away too much. What's she like? What is her deal?
This is Nancy Moon. So in the first issue, she's got like a job interview at this place. It turns out to be Level M, and they investigate supernatural threats. Kind of like the BPRD, which I've never read BPRD, and I was just on a stream and they were comparing it to that, but you can compare it to that too. So in the first issue, she was the case, and obviously she has some powers. And so issue 2, she comes to work for this place and finds out all about her powers, what a mythical is, meets some new teammates, and then when we get to issue 3, it's case to find these pieces of 8 that our villain is after as well.
Now, is she the main protagonist, or is this a team book?
It's a team book,
here?
But we
it's a team book.
She's we see the world. She's like our Kitty Pryde. Like she's we see the world through her eyes.
Okay, I like that. That is a really killer way of going about, because Kitty Pryde is a very killer character that sadly got gypped from Days of Futures Past. As much as I admittedly enjoy that movie, she got gypped. I also like this pinup here, this print here. I look at this like this is a really killer print.
Yeah, that's Eric Ninotowski. I'm coloring that, by the way.
You're a colorist. Oh shit. The man's got more than one chop.
All that stuff's going in the box, yeah. It's hot.
Oh, dude, that is hot. I like that, man. That's red hot here. Awesome. And for those who are saying, okay, there's issue 2, but there's what about issue 1? It looks like you got a reprint edition here. So
you get both of the covers that were with issue 1. So
can we zoom in on you?
Cover. Oh. Ooh. It's like a flip cover of this.
You got one super metal cover and the one Number one type of issue type of cover you'd expect from a number one. Okay.
Like an image book.
Yeah, dude. No, this really does have 90s image.
Yeah.
You got some 90s image on this one. I can tell. You definitely. So obviously,
Because I was 10 years old when Image happened. Yeah.
oh yeah, dude.
So-
I remember when that was a big boom when the image thing was. I was
I
living in
had just
Chicago when
discovered
that
all of
happened.
these people. I'm like, they're fucking leaving.
Okay, go on.
So like, I was a big X Factor fan. Like, of course, you know, the Claremont X-Men. Like that was when they were in their like Australian Outback edition. And then
Okay,
they brought him back, and then they had, I think it was Extinction Agenda, brought them all back. Like, they took X Factor away, brought all of them back to the new X-Men with Claremont and Lee, and then that's the one that sold like 1 million fucking issues. And so, like, they're all gone. But like, as much as, you know, like, it's my generation, like, we look back on the 90s and we like it, and the Image stuff, you know, some of the stories were lacking. You know, I love the Authority. Yeah. I was a big Gen 13 was okay, but my thing was Divine Right. I loved Divine Right and Max Faraday. That was a Jim Lee book joint too.
Mm-hmm.
But Youngblood, everybody remembers issue 1, like that cover. What's Youngblood 2 look like?
Oh yeah, it's a big deal of a cover. Like, I remember when I first saw that cover as a kid, and like, I didn't understand it, didn't really know what it was, but that cover stood out. Like, I know obviously Rob Liefeld is a guy who many people have opinions for, whether you like it or not, but regardless, it was a very memorable cover. No one could deny how much that cover stuck out.
Yeah. I mean, you can give Rob Liefeld shit all you want, and he's brilliant at dealing with it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't need me to fight his battles for him, but I mean, you can't deny that he inspired a generation of artists.
Oh, he did. No, he did. He
so
absolutely
you can't.
did.
You can. I mean, you can rip on that Captain America cover all you want with the man boobs. You can say he can't draw feet, but he's still been drawing those feet professionally for 40 years, 30, 35 years. So whatever, man. But like I said, I'm a Vertigo guy, so like storytelling, that's my jam. Like,
okay.
So why not have good art? It's a comic book, for God's sake.
All right.
You know, you can't have both.
You got a trailer here. And what's up, Mike has bad knees? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for dropping in.
Yo, Mike.
And if anyone backs this book, do let us know in the chat when you've backed it, so we can hit that refresh button for our buddy Hojo here. So let's play this trailer.
Yeah, sure.
Is the audio coming through?
Is echoing.
All right, hang on. I think I messed up some settings here.
It's all good, man. Shout out to the 20 people here in the chat. Thank you for being here. It's Friday night. This is what it's all about. Thanks, guys. We appreciate all of you. Cheers and beers.
All right, let's try. Let's back this up a little bit. We'll try this again.
Do it.
Yep. I could not hear anything right, but
why don't I give it?
looked right.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Sorry,
Chat, are you willing to hear it again? Actually, hold up. I got my screen right here. Let's just play it on here. Screw it. It should be fine.
I told that moron not to take out
There
my
you go.
Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier could not stop talking. A magician with money issues. A vampire with a checkered past. but there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you?
Back it
Like
today,
right
won't you?
now.
Like right now. So commanding of the presence. I love it.
Right,
And that would
meow.
be right meow.
Right, meow.
That's what it says. Rat meow.
Oh, dude. So what? Okay, so we're in 2 issues in. Is this looking to be? What is the end goal? Are you looking for this to be a? Mike has bad knees. Asked the question before I get to mine. What's the age range?
I'd say maybe 13 and above. I mean, I think there's no gore. I think the foulest word is shit.
Okay,
That's about it. Yeah.
Now, with this book, is this supposed to be just the mythicals, and is this supposed to be a universe, expansive type of book, or is this just the core
That's
title and that's it? That's it.
Yeah, it's just 13 issues and we're done
13?
with this.
Oh,
Yeah.
lucky
Yeah.
number. Oh, you already had this already outlined.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while.
It shows.
And in the 13th issue, it's 14 actually, because issue 13 is a double-sized finale. I had to fucking go like battle the 5 armies with it.
Okay. Dude, fucking awesome, man. So we also got a collector's box here. So this is for the people who like to go big or go home. There's a collector's box. With this, you get all 3 copies of issue number 2. You get the trading card set number 2. You get the Eric Ninatolsky pinup. Did I say that right?
Yep.
A Fun My Comic sticker, Samuel acrylic candy, and Adam Miller metal print. So I'm assuming that's
right
the
there.
right there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, what can I say? It's metal.
No, dude, that's how it should be. That's cool, and you can get a little sample here on pages 1 through 5 here. I like that your character seems like your protagonist seems like she's like a cool type of character. She's ready for the thrill of the mission per se.
I mean, this whole thing, she's just like, what? Because she's like a horror nut, and like, she watches like paranormal shows, and she's just like, what? All this shit's real? This is awesome. And like the first, she's like asking the cat all this stuff, like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? And he's like, just getting irritated, and she's like, what about dragons? He's like, they're extinct. Just fucking shut up. But she's unsure of herself, like it's one of these things where she gets broken down, but I'm gonna build her back up. She'll be better for it. So, but you have to see her go through some shit first, but she's gonna be better for it at the end, just like everybody else. Pretty much everybody you meet in these first 2 issues, they're literally not the same, either physically or emotionally by the time we get up to the end. It's gonna be a rough fucking ride.
So, what it sounds like what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it sounds like issues 1 and 2 are laying a lot of groundwork.
It's like a backdoor. It's like a 2-part pilot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
no,
like if you want to look at it in like TV terms, like each one of these is like an episode of television.
So basically, this is why you should care.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's going to be stuff in the first 2 issues, like it's going to make sense down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Neil, you're nailing it. Challenging Characters is the name of the game. And it says, check out these awesome trading cards by Eric Hodson and Stefani Renee. Available at, I already know when I get the book, this is gonna be my add-on, because I really like that a lot of you guys in the Indiegogo Fun My Comic are making like trading cards like a thing again. Because I remember when I was getting into comics when I was like 7 or 8. And that to me is like an essential thing of getting into comics, because you have to have the train card to give that little extra context into the character in case you couldn't get to the shop right away. That little card filled you in on the blanks. And I love
they got
that.
little on the back. They all have like a redacted file. It kind of looks like a folder. Like my buddy who did the layout on the back. I was like, I'm going to give you the story to put on the back, and then everything that's going to be in bold caps, I want you to redact. So, like that werewolf one, that's a metal card too. So we get some more.
I love these cards. I think these cards are absolutely kick-ass. I like that you got cool names too, like Nancy Moon. Those are really cool names.
Stands out, great.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. Hey, And dear Neil said he'll be back in first thing tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah. Do make it known when you do, my buddy. All right. All good, man. That's awesome. How you doing, Mars Monkey Max? Nice to see you, buddy. Cheers to you. I love that. It's like, man, because with Inglorious Rex, I think my buddy Red Gaze
That was the
with
first
Sunscorn.
campaign I ever received was Inglorious Rex.
Oh, was it really? Okay,
Yeah, and
my
Shane,
first was...
Shane followed me the other day. That's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I was on his stream last Thursday on the Pimp My Comic.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's killer. Yeah, my first Indigo book that I backed was the very first Florida Man.
Okay, and Mike Barron.
Mike Barron. Yeah, shout out Mike Barron. And I remember thinking, okay, this is interesting. I've never seen this whole sphere before. And so I'm like, and I thought to myself, oh, I recognize that Mike Barron guy.
Yeah,
what's he doing on here? Yeah, I saw these names. I'm like, who are all these legends here? Oh, hold on. This guy's got a book called Florida Man. And at that point in time, I was keeping track of a lot of Florida Man news going on. So I'm like, well, I have to back this book. And
the new one,
I did.
The new one's cool.
I can't wait to get it.
The trailer is hilarious.
Yeah, dude. We'll watch it just so we can have a laugh. But dude, no, Florida Man versus Hogzilla looks kick ass.
But
I'm so happy.
To be honest, I wouldn't even be here talking to you today, Nick, if it weren't for Mike Barron, because he
really,
I didn't think he was gonna answer. Like when I first started getting this together, I'm like, all right, well, let me. Like he said hi to me on Twitter, like and waved or like said something about like a meme I put up and tagged him on it because I was new, and I was like, hey, I got a comic script. Would you mind looking at it? He's like, and he's not gonna know this, but I can do an impression of him. He was like, yeah, sure, just throw it over here. And I sent it to him, and he's like, it's a bit thin. He's like, but it's a good concept. You got something here. Is basically what he said.
Okay.
I was like, all right. And so I got an editor and got it in ship shape and went through about 8 drafts and hustled my ass off to get it out to people and tell people it's the best comic you're not reading now, because it's different, man. It's not like I can't describe how different it is, but it's not that I can disguise this as a superhero book, because people look at that cover like, oh man, that's some Image stuff. That's like a BPRD. That's Hellboy, but
I get a bit of a supernatural vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I get, is a supernatural vibe, and I'm a sucker for the supernatural.
Yeah, I get the blend it all.
It was giving me a little bit of like a Zine Scope sort of feel to it.
Yeah, like something like Mad Cave would put out or something. Like I've been seeing them out there.
Oh, but what's up, 5 Pico? How you doing, buddy? Okay, let's talk about some of these other perks you got going on, because there's a lot of killer perks you got going on. Go ahead, Casper, while I'm getting going on the next thing.
Oh, I was going to say, should we go ahead and explain the code?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. If you know something I don't, let's do it.
Are you talking about the discount code with this? Okay,
yes,
it's written,
written
in the
discount code.
Right here. Yeah.
I want to help you guys out there, and I want to help this guy get his book out, and I'm going to be sure to pick this up as soon as I get paid.
Yeah,
this is scratching the register for me already.
Thank you, man. So this, like, you can get the black and white edition of issue 1. That's just the team cover. It's on here too, but it's got an extra $2 shipping. That's an add-on. It clearly says add-on only, because Indiegogo and Kickstarter, when you buy something, it asks you, hey, do you want to add this? When this one, you put everything into this little shopping cart. So you put that in there, and it's $10 plus $2 shipping. But if you get you got to get issue 2 with that, because I can't justify sending something for $2 shipping, man. I can't do it. Nobody can do it. Mm-hmm. Amazon can do free shipping because it's fucking Amazon, man.
Yeah, they're an empire.
My uncle's last name isn't Bezos.
We understand. We're an understanding crowd around these parts.
We
get it.
If you get the flip cover edition, if you want to, basically for $33, including shipping, you can get the flip cover edition of issue 1, and then issue 2, one of the 2 standard covers, the werewolf cover or the one with her on the bench. It's $15 for the wraparound cover, the giant biggest team piece. And so put level M in the discount code, and it'll take $6 off your entire order.
Oh, say that again. Say it again for the chat.
It'll take $6 off your entire order if you get the books together. So if you get issue 1, the flip cover, if you just want to get that, like I have this set up to where it's budgetary friendly, right? If you want to get
Yeah.
both digital, it's $15. If you want to get just one, it's $8. But if you just want to get the digital of issue 1 and then get, say you just love that wraparound cover, you can get the digital in issue 2, and that'll cost you, it's like, I don't know, I'm not good with math right now. Whatever
It's
that
okay.
is
We're not
plus
expecting
that.
you to be perfect.
Okay, you know. And so, but if you just want to get the flip cover edition, um, buy it as is. You don't put a discount code in on charge of the normal shipping rate, and then you can buy issue 2 on PDF. So it's like you can mix and match, man. I have this set up really nice to where you can. I'm not raking anybody over the coals on charging you twice on shipping. But if you get both issues, issue 1 and issue 2, put in level M and your discount code, it'll take $6 off that shipping. And so you're just getting the flip cover edition for $12 total. Like no extra
You
shipping on
guys,
that.
you heard it here. Remember that that's your, if the black and white is like a thing that
It's got a
you're
sketch
all
cover on the
about.
back too. If you want to take it to convention, get Frank Cho to do a sketch of somebody, do that, and then send me a picture so I can show everybody. But
Nice. Oh man, dude, no, this I love how promising this is. Let's talk about this killer thing right here,
Yeah.
because I know this is another add-on, but I think this is a super necessary thing to talk about here with
I
the
think we might
infamous
have gotten-
koozie that you were
I think-
drinking.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten a small preview of that.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of a hint of it. So you got this koozie that says, I drink and I read comics. What do you do?
They don't have an answer to that one, do they?
Boy, I sure use one of those right now. My drink is still kind of cold. It's kind of irritating my hand. Like, I sure wish I had one of those koozies right about now.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? Hojo,
like
but
everybody.
you don't seem to have that same problem. Why is that?
Oh gosh.
Oh, you have one.
What is it, Johnny? What is it? What is it? Oh, that's right. Yes, I have them. And you get a patch just like Agent Beckett, so you can be part of the team, and then you can get a little fridge magnet.
Now, what inspired the koozie? Because I noticed, it's not something that most people, whether it's Indiegogo or from my comic, really entertain. I feel like these ideas are more hand in hand than people realize. Like my buddy Eric O'Sullivan, I don't know if you know who he is. He's on
Rev Sully.
Criticals. Yeah, good old Sully. He's on Comic Aficionados a lot. He's always, every time he's going out, get his new releases or waiting for his Indiegogos to come in the mail, he's always having a drink in hand when he's reading his comics. And I'm like, obviously he's talked to Mr. Mark Miller, shout out to Mark. He's like, yeah, that's the way of all life. He's like, when I'm reading comic books, I gotta have a drink there as well. That should be the
See
thing.
that metal?
Yeah.
That's for brewing beer.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now you get it.
Ooh.
You know, this is one of the things I'm really loving about sort of this indie scene of the camp of all these comic book campaigns. Is that you're seeing just so many people doing all these different innovations. Yes. One of my favorite things that I got out of a couple campaigns, poker chips.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah,
they give me something at the desk I can sit and play with.
Like I was in the military, I thought about getting some metal challenge coins, but we'll have to wait till we get the funding total up a little bit more until we start doing those because they're expensive, man.
Is that a conversation starter that really, really goes well with something that you love, that you want to collect? Because even the smallest tchotchke, even anything like a cup, or you get one of those keychains, can be the reason why you are talking about something that you really, really like a comic that is really obscure. And it's like, hey, what's this from? Well, I'm about to tell you about one of my favorite comics. And the guy reads it. Guess what? You have the collectible. The rest of your life, you are the one that has this really, really cool stuff. So you can keep introducing people to what you love. This My room is full of that kind of stuff. That a friend comes and is like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And it's not like you are going to have every single comic or every single game that on display, because
Mhm.
dust and, let's be honest, sunlight and everything really ruins things. But you have those small things, just those small things, and it really makes it worth it, man. I don't know. I love collectibles from everything. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, people have gotten creative with it.
Nice. So okay, we got a really interesting. I'm assuming this is a variant cover, considering it says Dillard cover. So that must be your way of saying variant cover, alternate cover, whatever. It's a homage to the Incredible Hulk number 353, as you stated earlier in the show when you're telling us your E True Hollywood story. You're a big Hulk fan. Um,
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. What really made you say, you know what, I'm gonna homage this cover? Was it your idea? Was it the artist's idea?
Oh, that was
What came
totally me.
about? Totally.
That was totally me. I was like, I said, because I got a werewolf. I was like, you never really see the different stages of a transformation. Like I used to love like Michael Jackson's Thriller. I used to watch that shit over and over in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I love all the werewolf movies, like the transformations. All that stuff's cool to me.
Alter
Mhm.
Beast, man, on the
Yeah,
Genesis.
yeah.
That
Oh
one,
God. Oh
Underrated.
my
no,
God.
that
That's. I
yeah,
kind of
that
told him that. I was
transformation.
like, yeah. I was like, when you get to that third one, kind of think like a little Teen Wolf meets Altered Beast.
Nice.
So I normally like there's a difference between an homage and like a total rip or a swipe. Like this is an homage. Like this, if you looked at that, you wouldn't think that that's a Hulk cover unless I guess you are a Hulk super fan, and I
Yeah,
would have called you
big
out. But
fan. That's cool that
yeah,
you chose a cover like that because it's one of those things
everybody loves a
that,
werewolf.
oh, fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I didn't
And
know there were so
speak
many werewolves in the indie comic scene. Anyway, mine's blonde. That's my difference. That's when everybody said, "What makes yours different?" Mine's blonde, and he's got these badass spiked gauntlets.
And
so
that's one of the other things I do appreciate is that the indie scene didn't go zombie crazy, because I am sick
I
to
don't
death of
dig it. I
zombies.
don't
I
dig
think
it,
they're
man. I've
played
never
out.
watched The Walking Dead in my life. I don't get into it. It's not my thing. Like I have respect for the Night of the Living
Robert
Dead, like
Kirkman.
Romero and all those. I have,
Yeah, George A.
but
Romero.
yeah, I
Okay.
don't watch it. It's not my thing.
Welcome to the show, Sean Franklin. I don't think I've seen you around here, but welcome to the show. If you've been here before and you were lurking just commenting, thank you. But either way, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. And yes, Mars Monkey Max Hojo, this is his comic. This is his second issue. The link is right here to back this comic book. He has tons of options, whether it's alternate covers, add-ons, discount codes when you back the black and white edition, the traditional issue. Now, how many pages is each floppy issue on for your comic? Because I know you said this is a 13 issue thing. This
Yep.
is the story, straight as an arrow,
Hmm.
one and done story.
Hmm.
Is what's the page count? If you're all right with sharing that.
Oh, issue one is 24 pages. Issue two is
Okay.
26 pages because everybody liked the villain in the first one so much. I decided to give him a little bit more page time.
Oh, so the
I listened
market
to the
spoke.
I listen to the people, Nick.
Oh,
I'm a man.
hey,
I'm a man of the people because when
that
you stop listening to your fans, you fucking run your company to the ground.
Damn
no,
right.
I'm glad you mentioned that because when you make something, you can think you made something that could be the best thing in the world, and even if it's still good, just because it's good, it doesn't mean that it's going to take off. There could be something
Yeah,
that you could think that is okay, it's fine, maybe it's even serviceable to the story, but it's somehow the thing that the audience responds to. You gotta capitalize on that. Even if you find it personally to be the thing that's serviceable or fine, you're like, okay, well, I may think this is not as good, but this is where the audience is responding. I have to lean in this direction because People want this. And if I don't, what the hell am I doing with my career? Seriously,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
That should be common sense, but somehow seems like a lost thing.
It's about fulfilling the crave. Everybody has that sensation of, at least if you read a comic that you really really like, I want a sequel. I want to read more. But what people normally do is they do exactly the same comic a second time, or they try to innovate, quote unquote, and go completely different. Like, let's be honest, that's what they tried to do on on the Matrix, and we know how
Well, I
that
didn't even
ended
see
up.
the last one.
The last one, no, God, I forgot that the fourth existed until now.
I'm sorry about that.
This is absolute. There's a moment when Trinity appears. She looks straight to the camera and says "bye,"
Oh my
and she
god.
just flies away. Oh God, no,
Well, if it
but
makes you feel any better, somebody told me today that apparently there's a fourth and a fifth Indiana Jones movie, which is complete fiction.
that doesn't exist. Really doesn't exist.
Nope. Doesn't
Complete-
exist.
complete
Especially
fiction.
not in these parts. There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies, and there's only 1 Matrix movie.
And I
And
love
that-
Indiana Jones, and I poured that into this too.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude. That
We
trilogy
get to do
is
this
straight up
world-hopping
sacred.
romp.
I
Yeah.
remember back, especially when DVD was at the peak, there was the original box set that they had for the trilogy. And I remember,
Mhm.
like, I had that, and I was desperate for money when I was 18 or 19, and I sold that. A few months ago, I was at a Half Price Books, I think probably about 6 months ago, and me and my girlfriend were shopping at Half Price Books, and I found that same box, and not the exact same one, but one like it. It was in the shrink wrap still. I'm like,
Mm.
I have to get it. This was like, it was meant to be. I was meant to get it back after I had sold mine off 5 years after owning it. Now it's back with me, and now it's cool to say I have the original trilogy from the DVD box set again. And that trilogy is absolutely sacred. Straight
Yeah,
up.
I got Babylon 5, like the entire collection, like in wrapped up in a secondhand store.
Oh boy,
Right.
if
Eat it,
Klobby
Sheldon.
was here,
Fuck
if
it.
Klobby is here, he would go on a fanboy tangent about Babylon 5. Klobby was not here. He's a big Babylon 5 guy. Trust me,
Well,
you get him to talk,
JMS
he'll
is my
sing.
dude.
He will sing for you on Babylon 5. So that's fucking awesome.
And that's
man.
a big influence in some way in this too, because he already had that shit written when he took it to CBS when they tried to steal it from him and make Deep Space Nine. No offense, I love Deep Space Nine,
Mhm.
but this is already done, pretty much in the can. This is all plotted out. 5 issues are written completely, just 2 edited, obviously, but we're gonna get there. But I'm not gonna I don't want to revisit it. I just don't. It's not that I want to. I don't want to say ruin or taint or water down or homogenize or whatever you want to say. Like after this, I think it
Insert
ends well.
word here. Yeah.
I think it's good. Like manga does that, and I think that it works for them because they can move on to another story, tell something really good and epic, and tie it into a bow, and be like, "Here it is. Enjoy this for forever." But we're gonna go do
Yeah,
something else.
it's also a
It is.
different style of storytelling. If you
It
think about it,
is
because you are more invested on
the
the actual
characters.
resolution of the
Yeah.
character at the end of
Yeah.
every single arc than the arc itself. Is like uh, Dragon Ball. You know that Goku will be the villain and will go to the next season and everything will be fine. So it's not about really worrying
It's not
if
the
he will
destination; it's
die.
the
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
Yeah.
You are like, what incredible power will he use? And I don't know if you have watched Dragon Ball, but there's a fight with Piccolo, not on Dragon Ball Z, on Dragon Ball the original series. There's the fight against Piccolo on a martial arts tournament that is really cool because you had Piccolo Daimaku, that was the guy that was killing everybody. And now is this kinda clone, kinda resurrection of the same character, but instead he's fighting inside of the tournament following the rules and actually trying to beat Goku, not in an evil way, but on a you are my rival now, and it feels so
Mm.
good.
Well, that
Although,
that and also there was the character advancement where where Piccolo winds up looking after the son
yeah,
of
oh
Goku. Where
Gohan,
it's like
yeah,
he's his biggest rival is now basically caring for is like a stepfather to his kid.
dude, I love that so much. Even with Vegeta, they had a lot of flack for the decision of turning him into one of the quote unquote heroes. He was never really a hero. He works because of the way that when he finally gets this freedom to be evil, getting the mark from Majin Buu, he's like, I will beat Goku. Why? Because I'm evil. I want to fight that guy. I want to kick his ass.
Yeah, I
I want to
know.
show him.
You
And
get invested.
yeah, exactly. Goddamn, that
I can't
story felt.
invest in this shit anymore, dude. Oh,
Well, that's
I
one
can't.
of the biggest struggles with when you see, like, obviously with the big two. Even if you want to, even if they get someone who's, let's just say, decent, we'll just say decent, serviceable,
Yeah,
whatever the word you want to insert, they give
passable.
them a
Passable is a
mini
good one.
series or they cancel their series, whatever, because it doesn't find the right audience or because they don't let anything give a chance to grow. I
Mhm.
don't mind a slow burn if it's well told. And I think, to be fair, and this is something I think a lot of people have forgotten, especially in the video game age, there has been many runs that were about growing with the story and not be this fast million miles a minute. There's
Yeah.
always been those stories too, but not every story is like that. There's always been stories that you have to let everything kind of breathe and flourish and prosper. And it was nice to have both those means because it's all about moderation. Everything you should have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it was nice when you had those stories that breathe because you really appreciated when the payoffs happened. It was just like,
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
crap. Especially when there was like subtle little seeds that were planted that would blossom, and you're like, oh crud, I forgot that from issue 4 and it paid off in issue 29. It's so cool when that happens. And that's the beauty of that
I
is when
call
that
that a
happens.
Claremont.
Yo, dude, that's what I hear a lot about that with Clara. And then see that was because writing at that time was a practice. There's a certain
No.
form to how you did this writing per se.
Well,
And we
today
know
I was
not everyone
watching
is
a
Dan Mora. Go on.
yeah, I was watching a stream this morning where they go back and look at a bunch of old stuff. They were doing Two-Fisted Manly Tales. And they were saying I was noticing like I remember from back in the day, like 'cause of course it's all like a 6x6 grid or 3x3 grid, right?
Yeah.
But all of the word balloons were in the very top, 5-10% of the panel because they had already put in the lettering and give it to the artist. That was the script. They would maybe give them a few notes and say, "This is what you do," and then the artist would look at that and just see that in their head and then draw that panel. It's
Mm-hmm.
not done that way anymore.
No.
Like it's and you can have decompressed storytelling, and I feel like there is room for everything. But the thing that's irritating me nowadays is like stop
I,
having 6 issues and then just like, all right, we're not doing this anymore, and then just go to something else, and then oh, this is gonna be a new number one. Dude,
I
stop.
really wish Chloe was here because I don't remember exactly who, but I think it was inside of Marvel that that style started, where you basically will get the outline of the panels and the text that will go into the panels, or the dialogue and the content of the panel, and the artist will just draw over that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really easy, really quick, because the story, they will normally send the story as a script, and as a script, yeah, you'll see that it says exterior lighted and all that bullshit. Instead, you get a panel, and it basically tells you you will have a transition from this scene to this scene, and you need to show how that transition happens, and that is easier to draw. So the artist will instantly just start working, and the comic will be in a week. out in a week. So it was a really fast way to uh, use story without messing with the artist, and it worked wonderfully. But I don't remember exactly where it started or who started it. I'm pretty sure it was Marvel, though.
All right. So I'm gonna now the super chat here from Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival for Canadian $2 says huge 69 Slayer just got home. And Christian, I want to say I know because you're up at Northern Canada. I'm happy you got home safe, man. I know you got your family. That's awesome to hear, brother. So I'm glad you got home safe. Remember, let me know how the beekeeper was. Shout out to Christian Delorme, man. I know you're truck driver out there, and that's a big deal for this guy to make it home because he came out on the member stream while he was on the road yesterday. And yesterday morning, we were doing our member stream yesterday morning. He was posting from the road, which was awesome to hear from him. And I can't even imagine what's like up in Canada. I can't even imagine, but the dude's a freaking trooper now. So shout out to Christian. Give your wife Mel my regards, dude. All right, thank you for the Canadian $2. And guys, I just want to say once again, we had 20 people here. We're maintaining an audience. Hey, there's another Canadian 5 says, hey, Hojo, great box set and looking forward to the next issue. As are we. Thank you, Christian. Guys, let's give it to Hojo. Hojo, thank you for being here, sir. This cheers goes out to you tonight. Thank you for taking your time and your energy and your presence for being here. I have a feeling you're gonna get another 5-digit book in your hand in due time. It's gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
gonna
we're getting
be
there.
great. You'll get there. That's the thing. It's especially I think your issue number 2 is timed out very well. Tax return is coming up in a few months too. You're probably gonna get a flourish of people like ding 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 ding.
I'm not unaware of that fact because everybody was like, "Oh man, you shouldn't do it this close to Christmas." I was like, I can deal with losing half of December. It's the second half of January, and then March, and then April is when. Because I'm gonna start. It's gonna go to the print. Print file will be done in probably about a month. It's gonna go to the printers. And I'll start fulfilling probably before April. And then after that, I'm overprinting. So after that, everything that comes in, boom, you just can get your book in a week. Sorry.
No, I respect that you did that because that's something, that, I don't want to get too topical about it, but something with the fulfillment, we'll just say fulfillment, is we get why timing is good, but sometimes it's kind of like when you're doing a stream on YouTube. You can't worry about everything else. Sometimes you just got to put it out because if you keep delaying, you're delaying the thing after that when you do it. Sometimes you just got to just stick it out and grind it out. And you know what? I think that is actually the preferable method because if I worried about, everyone else when they're posting videos or streams, I would probably not get any of those done because I'm worried about everyone else. It's like if you worry like that, you're not going to accomplish anything. You're straight up, you're only holding yourself back. And that's good that you're just like, yeah, I know it's a tough time, but you know what? Hey, because of that, I get to get to issue 3 sooner. So there obviously some merit to why you want to push it back. I don't doubt that. I would never even dispute it even. But I respect the hell that you just went for it anyway. I think that's very commendable on your part.
Yeah, I launched my first issue in February of 23.
Holy shit. Oh, that's inspirational.
And it was gone in backers' hands in less than 5 months. And then right after that, I got, I had enough to where I could at least get enough to throw a sign up page, because it was already edited. It was good to go. I didn't have to worry about that. And I got a cover done and then maybe 2 pages of art done. And that's really all I needed because I had proven that I had a proof of concept. Not only that, it did make 5 figures. But backers place enough trust in me because like, all right, this dude did that. Yeah, he doesn't have the book done yet because the book was done a week into launch in the first one. I couldn't afford to go out of pocket like that again. But I used Fund My Comic and set a low funding goal. And after I hit the funding goal in the first 10 minutes, I started getting Stripe payments, and I can use that. Fund My Comic is the only crowdfunding platform that does that.
That's
welcome,
fucking
Luke.
awesome. Yeah,
And-
shout out to Fund My Comic, man. That's what's up.
And it can make people's dreams come true because after every week, every Tuesday, I get a Stripe payment from that previous week's sales minus the transaction fees, the Stripe fees, and all that. And then I use that, and guess what? I pay my artist. I get more art done. I can finish the book. I am literally crowdfunding this like it's supposed to be. Like I
That's
have figured it out.
good.
It works for me. What works for me might not work for you. Some people.
Oh yeah,
aren't as
there's
funny
no
as me.
one size fits all, and that's something I feel like that's lost in the conversation of things. Is
Marketing
some
is a
people
skill. It's
marketing is
not.
a skill and
People
it's
have.
important.
It is a talent. People are like it's a talent. No, it is a skill. I put it out the other day. It is a skill because you have to. You can have God given talent, but it will only get you so far. I've seen many
Yes.
athletes that had God given talent but didn't apply themselves and didn't harness that talent, didn't hone their craft. Michael Jordan did. So you have
No,
to
you're
take
right.
all of that and you have to want it. You have to want it. I love
Some-
comic books. I want to get my story out to people. The story won't change your life, but it will make you forget this fucked up world for 24 pages.
Here's another thing as well, and I think this is an underlooked thing, as my buddy, that 70s rock fan, would like to say. Sometimes it's not even about being the best thing, but it's about also being the most reliable. Because it's kind of like when you look at the workplace. You may not, if you have the best worker, but he is only there, let's just say, a percentage of the time, that doesn't help you versus the guy who's fairly good, but he's always going to be there. You want to have that dependability. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to have that A+ worker be there all the time, but sometimes you can't always have it both ways in this world. You want to be in a point where you can have that reliability. You want to have that loyalty and respect. And I'll take that guy who's saying, you know what, hey, this guy is dependable. And clearly you're trying to make sure that you're letting your audience so that you are dependable. I'm not talking about whether you're pretty good or great, but you're trying to build.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to say you're building a trust with your audience. You're giving them goodwill. You're trying to make them like, hey, listen, when you back my project, it's in good hands. And if something comes up, because things do happen, and I respect that, I will let you know. But trust me when I say you're in good hands. And I feel like that's something people, even just letting people know, hey, something come up, just stay tuned. That goes a long way.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, the price. You're charging $13 for a floppy." After this next campaign, spoiler alert, they're going to be $10 after. Because I would rather do that and charge, be like, all right, well, the shipping's going to stay the same. I can't do anything about that. I don't run the USPS. But for $18, you can get my floppy, and that's it. That's all you, and you're going to get free shit with it because we're going to hit stretch goals. But what I will do is compare it to beer, again, naturally.
No, compare it to beer, my guy.
Craft beer is for
I'm
a
a craft beer
six-pack is
guy,
twice
so that
as
works out.
expensive. It's like $12, $13.99 to spend, depending where you are. Or you get a 6-pack of something else, it's $8.99. Well, that's cheaper, but it ain't better.
Yeah,
It's not
cheaper
better.
doesn't always equate to better.
Mine is made
Yeah.
with premium quality, premium ingredients, better ingredients, better pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah,
No,
and so you're going to pay that. People like to pay that little bit extra to get a quality product, both in paper, storytelling, art, customer service, and reliability.
All right,
I'm a one-man shop. I do all this myself, except for the art and all that stuff. But I package them up, I send them out, I put a hand-written, hand-signed note in every thing.
I respect the living hell out of that dude. Man, you have a ethic to you, and I think that's very, very incredible. And it's something that younger, not even just younger guys, but I guess you could say guys who are incoming to this sphere,
newer,
whether you're newer or old. Yeah, we'll just say
Yeah.
newer to the sphere, whether you're a young guy or older guy, newer to the sphere. You are giving a model basis on how to do this. I feel like you're laying groundwork that it may not be intentional on your side, but people can look at you and say, okay, here's a blueprint on how I can make this work and how I can communicate with my fans, let them know what's going on. Here's what I can do for perks. Oh, hey, look, I got the Goodwill here. Here's what I can do to reduce the prices because now we're at a deal with our whoever, publisher, supplier, distributor. I don't know what the word is, but that's good that you're at that point now where you can pull that off. You're onto
Because
something, and that's
I had
fucking
already
awesome.
did that with the first issue when everybody's charging $15 for a floppy. I'm like, well, I do 13, and I'm gonna, everybody's doing basically $15 and $10 shipping. Well, I took $5 off the top of that. In this economy, how the hell are you gonna say no? Unless you just, I don't want to buy that because you're blah 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 blah. It's the 42-year-old white cis male that hates diversity. Dude, eat shit, man. If you don't like it, like I hear it. If you don't like my politics, don't read my book. No, I don't want to hear that. If you don't like what you see, go find something else you do.
Yeah,
you hate diversity so much that you have a female as your main character.
Yeah, I do, and I hate diversity so much that I have a mixed race character.
Oh, how dare you!
Hate
How
that too.
dare you, Hojo?
How dare you?
How dare you? All right, we gotta give a few. We gotta give a few shout outs here. What's up, Bonehead? How you doing, sir? Emperor's NM, nice to see you here. Mr. JT Gunn, nice to see you here as well. Jason Sandberg, hail, my friend. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here, sir. So, okay, so now obviously one thing, and this is literally out of almost everyone, I mean, almost everyone's control, is the shipping with the overseas. But it seems like you're one of those guys who's like, I got you, bro. I got you. And you're like, you know what? I will put these comics out digitally, and I'm actually a fan of digital. I understand like why people feel like there's some like cons to it, but overall, I would actually make the argument that there's more positives to it because for me, for doing reviews, I love having to be able to show that off as far as like the videos go. And also, if I have a job that's 45 minutes away. So if I'm taking the train to work, I get to read my comics on the train rather than bringing it on the train.
I'm 35 miles away. I'd listen
so
to
you,
it. I
mean,
I
get
drive.
it.
Well, I drive. I
the
listen to
same
books on
language.
tape. That's the only time I get to read a book, which is listen to a book. Whatever.
So we know. So okay. So you got $8. You got an $8 tier here for PDF issue number 1. $8 tier for PDF issue 2. Now does number 1 come right away? Or do you have to wait for that till issue 2 comes out?
I mean, I guess I could send it to you right away. Just hit me up if you're really, really, really wanting to read it. I think I have sent it up to a couple of people who've asked.
Okay. And guys, he does have a Twitter, so do follow Hojo. He is on the Twitter.
That's a fun ride too.
So let me ask you then, what's the pipeline looking like for this book? Like, how much longer can we expect to see this up on there for purchase?
Oh, this will be up there until probably I start the next campaign. It's a storefront, basically. So right now we're all funded, and once a book's ready to go, it's I just put you in the queue, and once we get done with the first major fulfillment, like say 4th of July, you're like, oh, the fucking Mythicals finally got it. You'll get it by the end of the week if you're close to me. So,
fuck yeah, I love that, man. Okay, one last thing before we have your final words on your pitch on the Mythicals. God, my brain just like absolutely got out of my head. We shot the koozie. You got this killer pin, by the way. Where's that sticker?
It's a sticker. Yeah, I had some left over from the first campaign.
Okay, is
that came free with the first one? I think there's a couple left.
And that's our hero of the book on top of that as well.
And this campaign comes with 2 stickers. They already comes with they already come with your order and the card. So right now, if you just order the book, you get the book, a card, and 2 stickers already extra.
Our Mars Monkey Max, we got you, bro. Right over here, man. This is the link right here. I'm gonna highlight it in the chat. You have several things you can back from several different. Oh shit! Are you kidding me? You son of a fucking bitchosaurus Rex. Yeah, some more beer might help. No, more alcohol actually would help. All right, here you go, guys. Go back to Mythicals number 2 right here. This is the link. There's several add-ons you can do, whether it's cards, stickers. He's got the floppies. You could do the digital if you're one of those people who's
You can
overseas.
get the beer koozie.
We actually, you could do the koozie. We actually do get a good amount of people who listen to our show who are not from America. So this helps those type of people, especially for a lot of them. They catch the replay of this.
Right.
So this is good because we've got people in UK. We got people who listen to our show from Argentina. Like we people who catch these replays of these shows. So this is good for all those people who catch the replay the next morning.
Yeah, and
So,
I ship
guys,
worldwide too, man.
Oh shit! So if you ever want to go the distance, guys, Rocky Bubble Star. Hey, and Vince, he's got digital. Vince, he's got digital. He's got digital. See,
you can do, as Dave Chappelle said, you can do a lot with that digital.
You can do a lot of that digital. Okay, so now that we have talked about the Mythicals, number 2, 10K stretch goal classified, we have said everything that we could say. Hey, what's up, Mr. Grant Gregory? Dude, you know what to do, man. You come on whenever the hell you want. All right, so guys, let us know if you do back the book. If not, just let me know on the replay. And I'll let HOJO know. Obviously, he'll get an update on that. But I want to know from HOJO as a fan now. This is our final question before we kind of just go into open discussion for the last half hour, 40 minutes. What are you looking forward to as a fan, whether it's on Fun My Comic or Indiegogo? What are you looking forward to book-wise as a fan?
I backed, it was on Kickstarter, but I backed the Kelly Jones Dracula book.
Okay. Oh, dude.
That shit looks dope, man.
Yeah.
And I also got another book there, too. It looked interesting. I can't remember the name of it now, but like as far as, I guess, going to LCS stuff, like, I mean, I'm on board with Transformers all day.
Dude, yeah, Transformers
like,
has been
I wasn't a
hot.
super fan. Like, I mean, I know I had a lot of them when I was a kid because, like, they were kind of dying down because I got the toys that were like hand-me-downs. Beast Wars and stuff was my jam. And like I still watch. It's on YouTube constantly on live. I watch that, and like I've been watching some of like Diesel told me about. I think it was Armada or something. It was pretty good, or Transformers Prime. That's what it was. I've been watching some of that, but Something is Killing the Children is a good one from Image.
I've heard that.
I've heard good things.
Like I said, like I'm a different guy when it comes to stuff like that. Like I loved Black Science.
I've heard Black Science is good. I've heard a lot of that.
That was the shit. But I'm not. I have to go get. Like I'm a Hulk fan. I pick it up. I have to. I'm not a fan of the whole horror angle. I didn't like the Immortal Hulk run. I'm probably one of 3 people in comic book land that didn't care much. I don't like, and I have a horror book, and I'm saying I don't like the horror angle. I would like more of the psychological trauma angle and on the run from the army. That's just,
I can see where you're coming from. Yep.
If anything, like I grew up like when I started reading comics, like actually reading them and like, oh, I want this, and this. The Hulk was great. It was Joe Fixon time. We were in Vegas, leaving notes on the mirror and stuff like that because Banner changed at night, and it was this whole thing. Peter David. That's where I fell in love with Peter David. To do something like that, I just don't like what they're doing now, and it's just. I read issue 2 of the new one, and it just. I don't know. It was zombies. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. But
all right. Mike has Bad Knees has a really important comment here about the Mythicals. It seems like he's going through your page here. He says, unless I'm missing it, I don't see an option 1 for issue 1, 2. All right, we're going to go through this really quick. Just so you, Mike has Bad Knees.
Right there.
Right here, this is issue number 1, the reprint edition.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here, you got issue number 2. This is the wraparound cover.
Yep. Or you can get one of the other 2 covers. Yep.
And then here's issue number 2, the standard cover, we'll just say. This is the variant Hulk tribute cover. And then here's all 3 covers of issue 2 in one shot. And this is all the covers of both issues right here.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that gives you a better understanding
And make
of
sure you put in the discount code.
Yep.
discount.
Discount
What's
code
the discount?
level 11.
Yeah, it's right there in the
Please
description
post
of that
that.
one.
Post that in the chat for Mike has bad knees. Let's get that in the chat for and anyone else who wants, because I know Mars Monkey Max was. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
No,
the
you're
mobile
good.
site is a little wonky.
Dude, hey, we're here to help. We want to get the eyes, and guys, discount code level M right here. Shook on that like button. Yeah. So no, I see. Here's the thing. I'm one of those rare guys. I don't ask for people to like these streams. If you want to do it on your own merits, that's great. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. It's not something I ask or beg for. It's more of if you feel like you're genuinely enjoying this show, you will do that on your own merits. I don't do that. I'm not against anyone who does that. That's fine. That's their thing. For me, I'm just in the hey, if you like the stream, you will do that. That's just me. So, and hey, dude, for me, I know I'm gonna. For me, when I back this actually, for me, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a very simple decision for me. For me, I'm just, I'm gonna just go over for the standard cover. I already know my options. I'm gonna do the standard cover, and when I do the standard cover, I'm gonna get the cards. I love the cards. I'm a sucker for the cards. This is the thing that makes me like go gaga. I love so I'm gonna do the standard issue with the cards and the koozie. That's gonna be my packaging for that. That's gonna be my whole ordeal.
And you missed the space, but nobody said anything about the Spaceballs reference. Merchandise.
Merchandising.
Oh, and I missed it. See, I feel like a poser already.
Damn.
I'm a damn poser. At least I own it. At least I own it. So that's better than most. Most people will not admit when they mess up on stuff. See, I admit it live on stream. What are some of the Indiegogo or other Fund My Comic books that you're looking forward to? I know you mentioned Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner with Draco, which don't get me wrong, that looks freaking good.
Yeah.
And those are 2 legends. Those are straight up 2 legends in the genre. What's a Fun by Comic book or Indiegogo we should give a shot to? Whether it's just 1 or 2,
I'm excited
so
for AR-13L. I'm excited for that. The Little Mermaid.
AR-13. Okay.
Yeah,
And who
that's my
makes
buddy.
that one?
Pixel Trader. That he actually did the layout for these cards. We're good friends.
Okay.
I just backed Vindicated Incorporated the other day.
Oh, Gary, yeah,
Gary,
from Pop
I like
Culture
Gary.
Minefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backed that.
Looks good.
A couple other things. I gotta look at my backlist. It's terrible.
We'll show it just for our buddy Geary right now, just because, well, we have the page uploaded. What's up, Bull Rush? How you doing, man? I hung out with him on the member stream yesterday as well. And thank you guys once again, 22 strong in here. Let's go look at this page right here. Let's take a strong look at what we got here. All right.
And I do have other stuff coming out this year, but it's not Mythicals. Spoiler alert! Yeah, I have 2 other writing commissions I've already completed. One for Justin Belmont. He does Smokes the Fox. Mike Barron wrote that. I can't talk about that yet. It's going to be funny though. Like if you follow my Twitter and if you know me and if like you know my humor, like you're going to love that book. It was a joy to write. Like I was cracking up on some of the pages. And then the other one is like a straight Tales from the Crypt, like R-rated horror story. It's like 14 pages I did for an anthology, The Broken Compass people. They did like Unconditional Shove. It was kind of like almost like I equivocated to like old school, like an EC vibe, like Vault of Horror mixed with Creep Show, something like that. Like a different one's like a different horror tale. And so I did the Mythicals, like I say, is like almost like PG-13. What I did for them, I was like, so what are my safety? What's my speed limit? He's like, there is no speed limit. There are no roads. fucking do what you want.
So
I was like,
where
all
where
right.
we're going, you don't
There
need
are no
roads.
roads. Yeah.
Nice reference.
That's a straight up horror, like, oh, at the end, like, oh, the last page is just killer. And so that's coming out hopefully by the end of this year. And no, I'm not writing Smokes the Fox. Yeah, but
Oh
same guy who
shit.
did that, Justin Belmont, good buddy of mine. He commissioned me to write a story not in the Smokes universe, but I'm privy to a little bit of the Smokes too, and you're gonna love it.
All right, we got a direct donation from my buddy Bull Rush here, and
You know what
because
that
it's a
means?
direct donation,
Nice.
exactly, Caster, you nailed it. We all know what that means around these neck of the woods. Oh, and Bull Rush here for a $5 direct donation says, "Howdy, boys. Can't wait for the Mythicals, Hojo. Nick, what do you do with the cards? Do you display them or what?" Now, for me, here's my plan. So, because I got my cards from like Inglorious Rex, stuff like that.
He had the
I want
lenticular cards too, man.
to get a card album again, Super 90s style. So I haven't looked into it yet, but I want to see. I'm sure somewhere out there, someone is making card albums to put your trading cards in. That's what I want to do.
Well,
Mine
you
like a
could
binder.
go pick up a couple Ultra Pro sheets.
Yeah, that's what I got
Yeah.
mine in.
Yeah. For myself, I got a little binder from EVS from the Frog Wreck Planet campaign, and
Yeah.
I just put a bunch of those Ultra Pro sleeves in that, and I've been slowly filling that out.
I'll be
Nice.
honest, for the last 15 or so years, I have been using a binder that I got by being part of a press event for Movistar for one of the biggest cell phone companies in my country. And it was the merch that they give you so you can talk good about whatever shit. I think it was something from BlackBerry. That's how old that it is. It was
Oh,
a
wow.
BlackBerry presentation of a phone. Don't ask me which one. I don't remember, to be honest. But it was
Oh,
nice. It was one of these two
dude.
pieces of
Go
shit
ahead,
that they
finish your thought, Pablo, and then we'll cheers to Hojo after this.
And dude, it has a zipper and is really sturdy. It has taken even a knife. Shit is strong, man. So yeah, I love my binder. I didn't talk good about the phone. I think I trashed it, but yeah.
So okay, actually, Bull Rush is kind of here says I kind of want to display the cards. There are many of them are too good. Hey, I'm not gonna even try to display. I'm not even entertain it as a thought. I can see why people like what's that guy's channel? A Drink with Crazy. He puts those Rippaverse Dokubon cards in back of him, and I thought that was a really cool layout for his channel and for his videos and streams. And I thought that was a really cool thing. You know, I respect that he does. I think that's a really cool look that he's got going for his background for when he does his stuff. I love what he does there. That's just not the thing I want to do. I'm the type of guy where for me, I love going through my things again, going through the information again. I respect the collectible element. I love when people want it for a display too. I get it. There's a lot of valid points to it. But
Oh, yeah.
I would never, ever even dare to knock on that idea. I think there's a lot of great reasons why people want to display it. The stuff looks nice. So, oh, dude, Mars Monkey Max, you are too, dude. And he did it anyways, considering he's in a bind. Wow,
dude.
dude. Holy crap. So he just pledged, dude, that is okay. So the page hasn't updated yet, but our boy here, Mars Monkey Max, just backed your book. Let's see what yeah, you don't have to tell us what you back unless you want to tell us what you back. But regardless, dude, hey, Hojo, here's to you, man. To success, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
To success. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does take a while, and like you might want to, if it's $34, then you're not from out of the country, so it might not kick you out like sometimes Canada, they have a problem with it. They don't have it in their registry. But the thing with Fund My Comic, you can talk to a human being and email them and say, hey, add this province in this postal code. They'll add you, and then you try it again, and then it works. Versus Indiegogo, if something's wrong with your campaign or Kickstarter, they'll just shadow ban you or they'll kick you off and then refund your money, and then you still won't get to talk to anybody because they're above that.
Yeah, see, I'm so glad.
Which is why Fund My Comic exists.
I'm so happy because after what I saw, what happened with Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex 2 and Graham Nolan's The Ghost of Matakumpa Key, the fact that these two heavy hitters were both shadow banned, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Now Indiegogo's doing this shit. And like, I'm not going to tell people, hey, don't go use Indiegogo because they still at least a lot of people on there. But I just hate the fact that it's just like, we're so close to going back where we started with certain campaigns with Kickstarter. Right. At that point, you might as well go with like your own website, like what Eric Weathers did with Battle Brick Road, or now with Fund My Comic.
So is Michael Bancroft, Delusion.
Yeah, Gabe El-Tayyib with Dean Cain, All American Lawman. I'm like, it's so cool that Luke is doing this, and it really makes me happy. That someone was like, you know what, fuck it, we'll do this shit ourselves. Oh, dude, yeah, Mike. Best example, Mr. Bear in here, dude. He got hit hard. Bear got hit. They freaking they dropped an atom bomb on him, and he's a legend. He's not just a legend. He's a legend's legend.
Yeah,
straight up.
Prolific.
And they did that to him. Yeah. Oh, dude, man.
So, I mean, the thing with this is my home. Like Fund My Comic, I launched here, right? First 30 days. But I'm also cognizant there are people who are loyal to Kickstarter. There are people that are, believe it or not, loyal to Indiegogo that don't want to spend, 5 minutes creating a profile on Fund My Comic to back somewhere else. Or they're just like, I just feel comfortable here. I like the way their campaigns are. I'd rather back here. I got you. I'm doing it all. Like Kickstarter wraps up next Tuesday. I've been running that. It's been all algorithm. I got almost $2,000 there. The last 40 hours are crazy on a Kickstarter campaign. You might as well I feel like I should just throw my phone under my bed for 2 days. But I have kids, so I can't do that. But Indiegogo launches February 5th. It's going to run concurrently, but by the time that closes, it'll go in demand, and I'll run that right up until probably, and my birthday's mid-August. Might just, on my birthday, close that bitch down. That's it.
Mars,
about that.
I don't think Paulie has shipped the book yet. To be fair, I'm not all that aware. I'm gonna be fair because Paulie, I know, is really committed to getting this book out. I don't think I check for go on to his Indiegogo page, go under the updates section and see what his updates are, because I don't think he's fulfilled the books yet. See what his updates are. And see where it's at, because I don't think anyone's received their copies yet.
If you have any questions or any doubt, just contact him on Twitter, man.
He'll write to you. He'll write back to you. He will.
Yeah.
And Mars Monkey, check your transaction. It might not have gone through, by the way. So
that's something that I hate about.
I've done that before too. I went to back a campaign. I forgot to complete it.
No, or
been there.
It gets rejected and they just don't tell you anything. It's like
a fat finger.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
We're
us
gonna
know
get through this.
Let us know if the transaction goes through, Mars Monkey. Hey, it's all good, man. Things happen.
Or you can contact me on Twitter if you have a problem. You can contact me on My Comic. We'll get you through this.
Right,
I'm an admin so I can fix it.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm gonna post this link one more time, guys. The Mythicals #2 right here with this issue right here. Go back at fundmycomic.com. This is the actual way. Not to borrow a line from a certain show, but it really is. It really is. When I backed Florida Man versus Hogzilla not so long ago, I was like, okay, this is what's going on here. I like what this is going on, and I hope more and more creators are like, hey, what the fuck are we doing? We should be
Yes.
getting on this website and going through it here. And every website starts somewhere, and this is something a lot of us forget. Why not give this guy the boost? If fuck Indiegogo, if you're someone who's like, okay, I can't start my own company or my own website, okay, understandable. Not everyone can do that.
Yep.
This is the damn place to do that.
Dudes,
What are you waiting for?
I'm about to reveal a secret from the wizard world. I am a developer. I do a lot of pages with e-commerce. A lot of the payment systems and payment agencies actually work through the same channels. So you don't even have to code all the securities, all the bullshit on your page anymore. If you are using WordPress, you use a plugin from the bank or the payment system, and they will deal with all the hassle. They will deal with your credit card, with all the payment. Just get sure is doing something like redirecting you to somewhere that is right, that you can verify they exist, they do the payment method right, and you are basically protected, because there's so much shit that you have to code to comply with security standards on your webpage that
Mhm.
is easier just to get somebody else to do it for you. So starting a campaign page, a campaign system is more the part of getting the token from the transaction and notifying your system that you have this much from the transaction, so it can be displayed and all that shit. If you want to do your own crowdfunding for page for your own comic, you can. So you are not obligated to use any of these bullshit sites. You can just do it. Eric July did an excellent job on that. He has
Mhm.
his own page where you can go for, even I think the next campaigns are going straight to buy. Is no longer pre-order. So you can just make it easy. You can handle everything with finesse, and you don't have to deal with any of the headache. Keep doing your campaigns, and if you can decentralize, go away from all these sites that will ban you, because they can only ban you if you let them. That's it.
And they take a cut too. So
Yep.
if you have your own website,
Yep.
you don't have to. There you go.
Oh wow, that so yeah, Bull Rush put this count right here. Yeah, see, that's why once again, you gotta want it. You can't be afraid. You can't just expect it. You gotta go out there. You gotta make yourself shown to people. You can't just expect for people to always go out and find it. It's nice when it happens. It's like, yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. But it's more of like it's obviously it's sweet when it happens, but it's more of like, you know what? You just gotta say, hey, look at what I'm doing. Okay, you're not gonna deny this.
Or if I
And
see somebody, I'm like, oh, I see that you backed something similar, like,
mhm.
and you're like, the mainstream sucks. I'm like, what do you want to see something different?
Yeah, do you actually want to see something different, or are you just saying that? Because if you actually do, well, here's an actual
Yeah.
alternative to that. And what's up, Brad Young? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for dropping in, sir.
And this
And go ahead.
Some kids are like walking down the street and like here you come out of the alley with the trench coat on, like, hey kid, want to buy some comics?
I know, dude. Like,
I saw you walk out of 7-Eleven. I saw you pick up that Doctor
how
Strange.
do you think I had spare money in high school and I wasn't selling comics? Uh, I could like my dad could sell a wino the sweat off of a grape. I've watched him just like wheel and deal, and like when he used to sell furniture to people as a side hustle, and like he would go get stuff, refurbish it, and sell to other people. But like the because my dad grew up poor, you know,
Mhm.
so I never forget where he came from. So like this is America, man. Like anybody can be successful, but you have to put in the work. And in
Mhm.
indie comics, man, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on a crowdfunding site, and it's people are gonna look at it. And it's gonna be so fucking awesome, bro. It don't work that way.
It doesn't.
You can't rely on an algorithm unless you're a name that everybody knows, because everybody's already going there for you anyway.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because you know who's a good example we could look to for someone that you would thought, oh, hey, he's an established name. He should do gangbusters, and he didn't do bad, but he didn't do gangbusters either for a guy of his let's just say status. Sean Gordon Murphy, when he did the plot holes a few years back, he's a household name, straight up household name
I
as far
know,
as
yeah.
DC Comics goes. When he did the plot holes, he did 200K, but he also didn't promote the book at all. I'm not talking about quality, lack of quality. That's not the
Right,
conversation
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's the fact that he didn't promote the book, and
because he didn't have
people
a
are like,
company
hey,
to do it for him.
Right.
and a lot of people are like, hey, how come this book only hit that? And it's just like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he had that established audience who was there no matter what, and that's great. He had that. But a guy like that in a perfect world promoting Bust and Tail, he should have hit $1 million, maybe
Easily.
even 1.5. Easily should have. He should.
Especially
he should have
then.
mopped the floor clean on that. But 200K, it didn't make sense. It didn't add up. You're like, no, that doesn't add up. That does not forget. But there's a reason why it actually does add up, because he didn't. I don't think he understood the grind that comes with it at the time. I think he's a little bit more clear of it now, but at the time he was not aware of the actual work you got to put into this. It wasn't just like one of those things where I'm Sean Gordon Murphy, here's my book, the rest will take care of itself. No, it doesn't work that way. You gotta make yourself heard. You can't just expect it. It's once again, it's nice when it happens, but you really gotta make yourself put out there. You really gotta do it. Even bigger names still have to do that, like Sean Gordon Murphy.
I know. I mean, Brian Pulido, that's the model. Like, that's that should be everybody's. I wouldn't say like, oh, I want to be like Brian. Well, that should be your roadmap. That's what he's. Just do what he does, but start small. But you have to have something that I think would resonate with people. Like, I think a lot of people are getting tired of, like, I told you my background. Like, I even get tired of seeing, like, I love the 90s. I love the artwork. I love it. But I really don't want to see that, like, the capes and stuff now. You have to interest me. Like, it's a visual medium. And I guess you can call me an elitist writer. I like the term storyteller. The art, like, goes for issue 1. The art sells the book, but the writing and the stories sets the hook. There has to be something there to bring me back, other than a pretty cover and cool buckles and hair that comes up here and a helmet that makes no sense. But you have to get me back. Like, and with issue 2, and they say issue 2 always drops off. Like, I'm not at the backer count I was at the end, but I think I'm doing pretty good right now. Like, it's obviously resonated and people are coming back. And people say, they buy me. They buy the personality. Bro, I ain't much of a personality here. I'm like, they say that your personality is your online is like in the WWE, what I say WWF, it's your personality cranked up to 11.
WWF, man.
Yeah, it's your personality cranked up to 11. I'm already at a 10 anyway. I'm not going up that high. This is just me. Like, I will razzle dazzle. I'll put it on if it's an interesting topic that I can really just fucking dunk on somebody. I will. But I mean, I'm just a laid back guy, man. But if you come at me, like, you can insult my book, but if you do, tell me what you don't like about it, other than the fact that I hang out with people you don't like. That doesn't work for me. I hope to win you over as a fan in the future. I'll do better. I'll take your advisements, everything into advisement, because I listen to people. I will take honest criticism, and if it's in good faith. But if you're coming at me and I know and I can smell it a mile away, I'm just going to laugh at you, and everybody else is going to clown you because I'm going to quote tweet you, and then that's the end of this conversation.
Oh yeah, dude! I saw that
It's-
guy who was trying to dunk on you for the Spider-Man stuff. I was like,
Oh
and
my
the fact that
god.
that guy not only tried to dunk on you, and he left out Steve Ditko, and the fact that he went and this is something I hate. I'm sorry I have to cut you up, but this is very
That's
important.
cool, man.
When people mention this whole anyone can wear the mask, Stanley said so. I'm like, your guys are not understanding the point. He wasn't being literal. That was a figurative thing. It was more of a hey, this is a guy who is ordinary amongst the crowd of a sea of thousands. He's faceless. He's faceless amongst thousands. It wasn't like he's some big household name like a Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people don't understand. We're not going to go into the subject, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, these people don't understand this shit.
It is the
They're
principle of
surface level Google Wiki fans who act like they've been a fan of this medium, but they've never been here the way HOJO
You're
and
fake
I.
I
nerd.
never cracked open a book.
Yeah,
You're a
they're
fake nerd, man.
Yeah, they're fake nerds. They're fake geeks. They're posers. I'll just say it. They're fucking posers. You
That's
get
what
the
we gotta
hell
bring
out
back.
of our scene. Oh,
You're
I'm
only interested in these
bringing
comics
posers
now
back.
because someone said they're not for those cis people, or they're not for those people anymore. They're for you now. I'm like, oh, they're for me. I love comics. No, you don't. You love comics because somebody told you they're for you because they're not for someone else. You're liking them out of spite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not. They are not there for the investment. They're not the guy who's going out there and knowing who was the reporter for, let's just say, the Daily Bugle. They don't know who the reporter is.
Yeah.
They are not there to understand that obscure reference when you're, let's just say, shopping at the grocery store and you see that guy wearing that shirt, that obscure reference, and you're shouting at that guy across. They're like, "Hey, nice shirt, man!" And you guys kind of have that instant connection. Like, yeah, I understood that reference, type of thing.
Yeah.
They
I'm like,
ain't
if you
those
want to, I'm like,
guys.
if you want to impress me, okay, you know all this stuff. Tell me the first 3 hobgoblins in order. And they're like, oh, there are 3. I'm like, get out of the room. Get out of the room.
Yeah. Who are you? Who are you? Yeah. Show
Yeah.
me your long box. That's another show.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. Show me your long box. We got all right. This is gonna be our last question before we transition over. And guys, let us know. Should you back the Mythical so we can give our guy here a refresh? And I'll post the link again in the chat. But Hojo, what is a good way to approach a career with constructive criticism without coming off as disrespectful?
I would just say, were you aware of this? Like, if it's a typo, say, hey, are you aware that there was a typo here? Don't say, hey, do you got a fucking editor? And then you circle it in red and be like, do you see this? And you play coy for like 3 back and forths, and he knows who I'm talking about. Or if he's watching, he knows I'm talking about him. Don't just say, hey, here's something wrong. And don't be like, oh, well, where's your fucking editor? Are you fucking blind? I'm like, dude, don't do that. I'm telling you not how to handle it, but just say, hey, were you aware of this issue? This perspective is off. This tangent lines. This point out anatomy issues. Do it in a respectful way.
Mm-hmm. You know, I read a Indiegogo book from, let's just say, a veteran. I'm not gonna put names, but I'll let you know privately. But I read a veteran book for an Indiegogo purchase, and there was a error in the sense where it's like it feels like there's a word or two missing in the sentence. And when I read it, I didn't think to myself, "Oh, I'm gonna blow up about this." I just thought, "Oh, maybe this was a printing error. Maybe they had a corrected version. Somehow the uncorrected version got into the printer's hands." Because once again, we're in a world where shit happens, even for veterans. A lot of people forget that Stanley and Steve Ditko, Stanley and Jack Kirby, they had unintentional shit that happened too. It just happens. We're all not perfect. Even 40, 50 issues in, those guys had things that were either a spelling error or there was a word or two left out. Shit happens. It's not the worst of my issues, and I know, Hojo, you're a father. I think you and I are dad. If the worst of our issues is that there's a word unintentionally left out or spelled wrong by mistake is the worst of our issues, we can only dream of a world where that's the worst of our problems. We can only dream of that. We can only dream. We'd almost, I wouldn't say kill, but we would be like, man, please let that be the worst of our issues,
I
because
know, right?
we have so much more going on in our life that's just a thing. Go ahead, Pablo, and then
Dude,
we're at transition on over.
transition. Okay, so we are.
You're good, man.
Oh
No,
no,
Pablo, do you got any final thoughts before you transition?
actually yes.
Yeah, final thoughts.
I was stuck thinking about the fight on Twitter, and
Mm-hmm.
there's something that you need to be a fan. It's not as simple as show me your long box. Show me you have read it. You have
Mm-hmm.
consumed that information and know it's part of you. You have enjoyed the art. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people that will have these enormous collections, and that happens on all hobbies that are absolutely wonderful. Uh, they have never used the magic cards, they have never played them, they have never read the books, they have never played the discs. So it's like, dude, you have an LP and you haven't enjoyed that. You have something magical and you haven't really given you the opportunity to be complete, because you might have it, but if you don't read it, if you don't read the comic, it's absolutely worthless. If you don't play the game, is nonsensical to have a Steam account full of them. So
Mhm.
when people come to you and are like, obviously they only know from Wikipedia things, and even there's some that will show you, yeah, I have all these comics. You don't seem to have to read them, because you will know this thing happened in this issue that you have, and it's really frustrating
Mm-hmm.
because the enjoyment,
Mm-hmm.
the pure enjoyment, is what you look when you are talking with fans, when you are talking with other people that have this hobby. You want to see which part they love, which part they enjoyed, what made them tick.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's ultimately a question of show me your passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We love when people like that are as passionate. Even if there's a disagreement, you might have a shouting match, but at the end of the day, you will go out with that guy for a pizza or a beer or
Mhm.
both.
Mhm.
You'll straight up, because you like the conviction. You respect that. You respect where that human being is coming from. And you're like, okay, this guy, I can't stand that he finds Thor better than Hulk, but you know what? I respect that he knows where he's coming from, even if I radically disagree with it. This
Yeah.
guy knows where he's coming from. So you know what? Let's go get a giantly huge pizza,
Mhm.
and let's go chug some gallons of beer, and let's enjoy it. We'll argue even more about it at the dinner table, and it'll be great.
That's that moment when you connect and you actually make a really really difficult question, and the other
Mhm.
person has the right answer, and you're like, okay, let's go drink.
Yeah.
You just made a friend. It's that
Yeah, oh,
easy.
straight up.
Yep.
Straight up. That's it. That's straight up it. All right. What was it right here? Bonehead had a red comment here highlighted. Nikolai's sash reminds me of a quote from Paul Ender. Let me, son. Before you were born, your mom had a great pair of
Oh, I just read the comment from
Oh.
Nightwing. He says most of his magic cards are for first edition. Dude, I if you have dual lands, I will save
Mhm.
them. If
All right.
something happens, you might be able to buy a house. No joking.
All right. Once one last time, guys, this is the link to Back the Mythicals #2. Go back it. Let us know when you do in the chat or in the comments. Oh, before we plug out, we're going to talk for the next, I'd say, 15, 20 minutes. A little spoiler free into the Energon universe that's been going on. Well, shockingly. Mohammed, you wait until you finish. There's just
No.
you
Enjoy,
and
man.
I go. You and I gotta have conversations on Gilded. We're gonna have conversations. I want to know where you're at, man, because
The
that
fun
run
one.
is more legendary than legendary. Dude, you're not ready. David Mazzucchelli on art is glorious. It's fantastic. You'll love it. It's great.
It's great.
Huge. You'll
Is
love
that
it. It's massive.
bigly?
It's bigly.
It's great. All the best people, and it's not made in China.
it's made not yet. I can't even top that. Yeah,
It's
Dixie,
bigly.
right?
It's bigly. It's the best comic that he ever wrote. People tell me this, that he's the best comic that he ever wrote.
Okay. So shockingly, there's a certain Energon universe that has now been going on. You have Duke with issue number 1, Transformers with 4 issues, Void Rivals, Robert Kirkman, 5 or 6 issues now, Cobra Commander coming out next week. And I guess we could be a little bit spoiler free with Transformers number 4 between
Yeah, I haven't read
Astro
that
and
yet.
I. No, and we'll be spoiler free just to be safe and
Okay,
protected.
I have a question that is spoiler free because we see it in the previous issue.
Right.
Mhm.
Is that considered cannibalism? What the Decepticons are doing?
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
It
But
should be, and if that's far as that's fine. If that's considered that, I'm okay with that because Transformers has been full of action, full of
Yes.
heart, full of emotion, and it captures all of those 3 elements. And the fact that now, with all the rumors that have been going on for several months now, that DWJ is only doing the first arc, either the details of that were lacking specifics, or we just were not aware. If we're not aware, that's fine. But the fact that he's sticking around to write the book still, but with a different artist, I'm okay with that because
He loves it.
DWJ knows. I can actually tell he loves it. He
Yeah.
didn't just say it, but he actually shows it because he did in the letters column, the first issue.
Uh huh.
He went on about how much he loves it, and he lives in my state. I actually come at a few shows, like metal shows in my area. I got to speak with him a few moons back. I could say that guy is not a poser in any way, and it's not even close. And this is way before he did Transformers. It was more
Yeah, I
about
like
just
do a power bomb.
understanding. It's more of understanding his mentality. So I remember. So at the time, he had just finished Extremity. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I really love this book. I thought it was really good. What's coming out next on your play? He's like, well, it's like, oh no, I'm a bit of a big metal head. There's all these bands I like, and I want to do a metal story. So he did Murder Falcon. And
Murder Falcon. I like
he
Murder Falcon.
and I thought Murder Falcon was really good. And he wrote that story, and it was really good and well written. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is awesome. I like what's going on here. And then obviously, all of a sudden, he did Beta Ray Bill for Marvel, Wonder Woman Deader for DC Black Label. And then he came back to Skybound, and he was doing blah, 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 blah. Dual Powerbomb, as you mentioned, wrestling, because he always said to me at cons how he's a big wrestling fan, and it showed. And I love the way he ended that book, because we always say it's not about how you start, but it's about how you finish. He finished that book so strongly because he could have gone for let's just say the standard sports movie ending, but he went against it. And it somehow still worked in spite of all that. In spite of all that, it worked. And I talked to him at cons. I've talked to him at metal shows. We've had time to talk over beers. He even bought me a beer, even. Yeah, Dan Johnson bought me beer. We
Wow.
had chat.
He bought you a beer, so you bought his comic.
Yeah, right. And I remember he showed me pages to Murder Falcon about half a year before the book came out, before the first issue came out, and it was cool because we were chatting, just talking, trying to pick each other's brains apart. I can confirm the guy is a real one. He's a straight up real one. I was like, he loves this medium. He loves writing. He loves drawing. And I'm like, oh, so what's your procedure? It's like, my goal is to make at least a page a day. When it comes to drawing, a page a day is his thing. And he also, yeah. And originally, when he wanted, and this is the shocking part, when he went to DC, he originally wanted to actually do a Superman story. He originally wanted to do Superman, but he said it wasn't available. So, okay, well, you know what? I got an idea for Wonder Woman pitch. And went from there. And he was always a huge Beta Ray Bill fan. That was not shocking for me, at least, because he was always very vocal about how there should be a Beta Ray Bill series. I was like, okay, this guy made it known, and he told me low key, okay. And then it eventually happened for him. And now here he is doing Transformers, and everyone's like, oh, he's only going to do a first arc. That's great, but it's also a bummer. You guys, we got him for a second arc. And he knows how to do, even though he's not drawing, he's doing writing. He knows how to bring emotion to these characters. Anyone who's read Daniel Warren Johnson's stories knows this guy brings heart to every story from a writing perspective. Every story. I'm not even exaggerating. Every story. And before we let everyone else speak on that, I will highlight a direct donation from my buddy Vulcan Lives. I feel like Rob Halford from Judas Priest now. I feel like I should be Vulcan Lives for $10 says off topic, but I just want to reiterate that you should check out Smokes the Fox and Weaponized Werewolf. Like HOJO said, it's Mike Barron. You can't go wrong. Thank you for the $10, sir. And you know what? We should at least get the link for the people in the chat on that. Caster, could we get that link if we can for that? That would be fucking awesome, so people know.
Let me get the name of the book again.
Let me highlight that son of a bitch again. Fox and Weaponized Werewolf.
Somehow that sounds like something made by Kojima, and I'm into that. Okay, if you haven't played Metal Gear Fox, the unit, also Ray Fox, Kojima has some love for that kind of names.
But anyways, oh, go ahead, Pablo. Go ahead.
I just miss the really cool militaristic tales that he used to have. He actually predicted a lot of what's going on with censorship on the internet in Metal Gear Solid 2. That was for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was probably about 2002.
All right, so obviously DWJ understands the concept of the Transformers. He didn't just say it, but he showed it. And
I like how they're teasing the Megatron thing too.
Yes, that I think has been one of the biggest teases to get because Megatron is the titular villain of the franchise, and to just tease him like this for so long, to keep building him up, it's for
his name.
Yes, for new readers coming in who maybe they might have seen some of the movie here or there, like your Nick Weisers, who they know Megatron is the big bad guy, but for this is
the movie we should have gotten. Thank you, Michael Bay.
Yes.
Oh. No,
because I've only read issue 3, and like issue 2, it had the Duke cameo, and I was just like, I did one of these numbers after I was like, Oh, I'm not a huge GI Joe fan, which is kind of weird because I was in the army. But like I know the players. Destro was my dude.
Yeah.
That was my bad guy. I know who they are. But I'm gonna give it a shot. The Cobra
I
Commander thing.
gave Duke a
That's pretty
shot.
good.
My copy.
I gave
Yeah.
Duke a shot, and I'll tell you what, man. As a we'll just say GI Joe normie, that's my first GI Joe adjacent centric, whatever you want to call it, comic. I freaking loved it. I loved it, and I had so much fun, so much tension, and it was lots of action. There's almost a little bit of a X-Files influence with a government conspiracy, even too. As Hojo, you and I got X-Files guys, government conspiracies right up our alley. I was like, oh, this book speaks to me. Okay, I'm with this. And as a normie, I was all in on this book. I was like, okay, I cannot wait to check out the rest of this mini series. I'm excited. And with what Kirkman's doing with Void Rivals, and I would do Transformers, it's like, holy crap, there's something actually to actually get excited about with these comics. It's crazy to think that that's actually happening because, sure, it ain't come from Marvel DC, but it's come from something, and we need something to elevate these books. Graham Nolan said best: "A rising tide carries all ships," and if it needs to be Transformers and GI Joe, well, I'm here for it. Simply put. And what's up, Dustin Keto? Simple. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you here, man.
And
Yeah,
so
Transformers
is
number
it
4 is
just the
excellent.
Duke title? What all is under the Skybound in this universe? Is it Transformers, Duke, and I guess the Cobra Commander thing? I saw Larry Hama was doing GI Joe. Is that in this
No,
as well?
G.I. Joe is not in the same continuity as the Energon universe. It is from the traditional continuity that Larry Hama did at the Marvel comics when he was doing his book there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I respect that. That the fact that not only did they let him continue a story, but in the same traditional numbering, because that's risky as shit to do. But I respect that they did that. I'm like,
And-
okay, that's cool. Go ahead, Kick
And the thing is, they're slowly building up because this is effectively the start of a new universe of the GI Joes, of the Transformers. We're in a place where Cobra, as the the terrorist organization, is still so unknown to the wider world. Like, it isn't like, oh yeah, this week I saw some Cobra soldiers on the down by the down by the 7-Eleven.
Were you on my country?
I said Cobra.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yep. But what was it? Dearest in the chat was saying he hopes he said he hopes you check out some of the earlier comics. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since I started reading some stuff.
I had some of them, yeah.
I just finished up GI Joe number 21, which is like one of the best comics of this run I've seen, which is an issue where there's no dialogue. No one says a word. It is an entirely silent book. As Snake Eyes is infiltrating and fighting a bunch of ninjas. This is as the ninja Daredevil stuff as you could get.
Before we carry on, Hojo, I feel like you are the most appropriate for the response for this comment. He says, Nick, I paid $34. I want to see when the site comes back up before I pay more.
Well, I don't have any record of you paying anything, sir. If you want to, I know people don't like it, but if you want to go over to Kickstarter, it's over there too. Same prices.
Yeah, it seems like there's a few people. So it's on Kickstarter right now, right?
Yeah.
Like right now. Could
you want
post
me to
in the private chat? Post in the private chat.
Yeah.
Because I can't blame people if they're having issues with.
Yeah, you may have
on my comics.
Something on the server side.
When you have a new website and you start adding and introducing new bits of code, sometimes it takes a while to catch up.
Yeah, let's get that Kickstarter thing going, and we can just we at least we could say we made the effort with Fund My Comic. Let's just get to it where we can just get these people. All right, guys. Hojo has got you covered here, and I'm gonna post it in the chat here.
And
All
that way,
right.
you don't have to worry about discount codes because it's set up with add-ons, and you're good to go.
Oh,
Nice.
And I don't think they let you back multiple items, though. That kind of sucks.
All right, Kickstarter right there, guys. Get on it. Almost 30 people here in the chat. 2 hours and 20 minutes of stream. That's holy shit. That's crazy. Go back to the book. They're on Kickstarter right there. And you may have to separate right here after 2 and opens. But yes, other than that, just right there. Open the new tab. There you go. There
And if
you
you want,
go,
I mean, and if
dudes.
you want to just wait for Fund My Comic, man, it doesn't have to be tonight. You can do it tomorrow when they fix it. They'll fix it because they have a development team. See, they're in California, and they won't get the ticket tomorrow till like noon on the East Coast.
All right, there you go. All right, awesome. Thank you, Hojo, for clearing that up. And chat, thank you for being here. Almost 30 people, 2.5 hours in a show. More people as we go on. So yes, once again, G.I. Joe, Transformers, we're in a time where things are actually gaining interest and they're maintaining it, which is the big key. It was like, okay, you start off interesting, but will you maintain it? And I have read all of Joshua Williamson's run on The Flash when he did the story for Rebirth through 2019 or 2020. I can't remember which one. He didn't pull a bait and switch at the end of the book. I can confirm with all 101 issues he wrote for The Flash. He did not do anything like that. So unless something went wrong and he got dropped on his head, he's not the type of guy that does those type of things. And he's writing Duke and Cobra Commander, which comes out next week. And DWJ has a great track record. And obviously Kirkman, he's doing Void Rivals. He got this thing kick-started. It's one of those few books where it's like, hey, there's something to get excited about. And we want books like that to do well because the more eyes that are on those books, the more people are like, hey, what else is out there? So we want to root for those things to do well. Castle, you look like you want to say something.
Oh, I was just kind of getting a couple things queued up here. Actually, it was actually for this very comment here. It looks as though that book is slated for release on February 7th.
Wait. Fill me in on this. They are making a new Thundercats book. Is it on the original universe?
Oh,
It looks like it might be reset.
Because
Yeah,
there's two continuities that I like from Thundercats. They have that one and the 2012 11 12 series that was more anime-ish. That actually was good. Some people had some shit about the series. Actually was really good. And I grew up with the Thundercats, so I'm really
I've
picking
got the covers.
All right, guys. Before we show up this link, Hojo has to get going. So Hojo, I want to thank you for your time and your energy and your presence.
yeah, man. Thanks for having
We'll
me.
be in touch.
Yep.
I can't wait to have you on again. Thank you for being here. And you have a great night. You have a great weekend. And I can't wait to see you have more backers for the Mythicals #2. And
Yeah,
then you'll
sorry
be
about that.
onwards to issue #3. Now, hey, it's okay. At least you know there's interest.
Of course,
That's
I'm
what
on a stream when
matters.
people are back and they're like, "Oh, well, this
Have you
site doesn't work."
tried turning it off and on again?
It's
Sorry,
okay.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
I told them to clear their cache. Sometimes that's a problem.
Yep. That's actually a problem.
Yeah. So you can try that. If not, it'll be up. It's not closing tonight. So I'll tell you what. I'll take care of you. I treat my backers better than Olive Garden.
And guys, Hojo is on my Gilded. I know Vulcan Liz is on my Gilded. You can get in touch with them on Gilded.
Yep.
So he is there as well. I know Mars Monkey Max I don't think he's on any of the socials. If you're not, sir, now's the time to get a get on that. We'll just say simply put, get on that, because Hojo is very responsive and he is very transparent. Sir,
Yeah.
any final words?
Back to Mythicals. I mean, of course. It's a badass story. It's what we're making comics great again. So, I mean, if you like a story versus a message, this is a book for you. If you don't want the world outside your window anymore, this is a book for you. I mean, like I said, it won't change your life, but it will make you forget about the world and just be like, you know what, that was a damn good story. I want the next one. And that's just what I do.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for being here, man. All right. You take care, and I can't wait to have you back on sooner, much rather than later. Good night, dude. I know you gotta
See
get
you
to
guys.
bed, so good
All
night.
right.
Hojo.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
All right, guys. We'll go for another 15 minutes and then we'll wrap up. So, yeah. And
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed that, but hey, he's on our Gilded. So just tag him on Gilded and he will probably send you a photo. Because on your conquest. Just tag him and he will send you a photo, buddy. Okay? He'll have you covered. Hojo's a good guy like that. So just go ahead and tag Hojo. He's on our server. So go ahead and tag him there. He'll make it happen. But yeah, it's cool to see that the Energon universe is actually being a thing that we could get talking about, be excited about. Again, I know Diesel's still here, so we won't spoil it. But dude, I had a lot of fun with issue 4. I had a lot of emotion with issue 4. I was like, how's this first arc gonna wrap?
This was an issue that had me on the edge of my seat with every page turn, where I didn't know where. I'm like, where's the story going to go? What's going to happen next? I could not rip through this quickly enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sent a letter to them to tell them how much I love the book.
Nice.
It's that damn good. It really was. It was that damn good. And that's saying a lot, because considering we've had some red hot issues to come hot off of. It's like, wow. And we got Cobra Commander next week. Like, it's actually cool that we're actually getting excited about these comic books and talk about them as frequently as they are. We
And that's
want
the
to
thing.
have
This
these
is
books, whether it's the Indiegogo Fund My Comic, the Rip of Verse, what's come out in mainstream retail. It's nice to have stuff like this to frequently go on about.
the nice thing here is Skybound with these is getting to a point where we're basically getting a book a week, because we now have 3 titles. Actually 4 titles with Void Rivals. So we've got Void Rivals, Transformers, Duke, and Cobra Commander for the immediate time. Plus, they still have the ongoing G.I. Joe. So, which actually next week, Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe number, I believe, is 303?
303.
Are both coming out simultaneously. So if you decide to pick up that Cobra Commander book because of the other Energon stuff, what are the odds you might look over and see that G.I. Joe book and say, yeah, all right.
Dude, that teaser on the Transformer comics for Cobra Commander is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a question worth asking, because we're talking about upcoming books. Excited. What's something coming out in shops right now, right now or coming up soon, that you're looking forward to?
So I will
These
just
aside.
go based off of the very next week. I'm not going to go too far ahead, but I'm going to say off of next week, Phantom Road number 8 from Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Walta. I'm looking forward to. That is a series I've been enjoying. Supernatural type of horror as well. Might I add, supernatural base. I've been enjoying that series. I think that's a great comic. And if you're into that type of horror per se, I would say read it. It's really awesome, really suspenseful. And of course, Cobra Commander number 1 next week. And those are my 2 books I'll be picking up and checking out. Obviously, I'll check out the Ghost Machine book from Jeff Johns the week after, which is his thing to kick off everything with Geiger and connecting to that. But for next week, strictly speaking of, those are my two books.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat, but I've right now primarily next week I just have Cobra Commander coming out, which is the one book I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to get me in the shop by itself, and then I'm probably going to go look at some back issues. Maybe I'll go try to see what other like issues of Turok I can find.
Mm-hmm.
But the following week I have Hammerfall #3 to look forward to, which is rather unfortunate considering the company Opus Comics is basically is basically MIA. Like they haven't posted anything on social media since November. They have people talk. They have people talk about not getting paid from them. It's like they just shut down. Their website isn't even like shipping out books right now. Like I don't know what's going on with this company. It's unfortunate. I was liking this book. It's a little frustrating, but if I can get Hammerfall 3, I'm going to pick it up.
I have a question. The new Zorro book is already out, or
Oh, Zorro?
yeah, I'm not really sure, but that one had my interest. So if it's out, I will be reading it soon. If not, next week. It was one of these weeks, and the art looks
I
amazing.
I have been seeing the odd reprint kind of pop up here or there, so I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Okay, I will look for it. But yeah, that one is one I really want to read.
Vulcan Lives, to answer your question, yes. Void Rivals, that was the first arc. Second arc will resume in March, that is for sure. And that is Robert Kirkman still at the helm. And I know Vince said the #6 as a final was a letdown otherwise. I haven't read yet, but I'm going to. But I guess you could say that if you thought of it as a series finale, maybe that would be a valid stance. I have not read it yet, but I know he did say earlier he thought that was it for the book. But no, there's more. So hopefully that'll clear up your thoughts, or maybe you thought of that on its own merits. Regardless, Void Rivals is not done, and it's going to be an ongoing because Kirkman did say this is his book that replaces Oblivion's Song. So okay, yeah, he did think it was only a 6-issue miniseries. He did say this is meant to be his ongoing replacement for Oblivion's Song. So, what will replace Firepower? I don't know. I would like to know. That was his other ongoing book that's going to be having its last issue release. And go ahead and take this away while I go off really quick.
Okay, so Pablo, to answer your question briefly, I believe this is the book you're talking about. This is Zorro,
Yes.
Man of the Dead, by Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yes.
As it so happens, it came out this week.
Ooh. So I have something to read tonight.
Yep.
Damn it, I'm editing a video.
Issue one is issue one. This is at least slated for 3 issues, so you have this to look forward to over the next 2 months as well. So I figured let's. By the way, what do you think of the cover here? Because I think this does a great job of just showing off how great Zorro is.
Exactly. I don't know if Sean Gordon Murphy. I don't know if he will pull his A game with Zorro, but the cover is really inspiring, and the few pages that they had out were really good. So I'm totally into it, man.
Yes, I thought I'd just kind of go through a couple of these covers here to show off what's currently up.
Ooh,
I kind of like the movie
really
poster. This is kind of my favorite here so far.
Yeah, that's something that you will see Andres on Andres' wall. Oh, this is classic. This is Classic style.
I don't know. This one doesn't quite work for me. It's I don't. I think I like the A cover better. Actually, look at that back. This even got like it's even got like a mock up of like the DC logo here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's classic
Okay,
style.
it's kind of winning me back. I'm back with you.
Classic style.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that one is really badass. This is really badass.
Wait, Joe Quesada? Huh.
Wait.
Art by Joe Yeah, art by Joe Quesada.
Why is Joe Quesada mixed into this?
I think he just did that. Hang on. Let me go pull out here real quick. Simon. Yeah, it looks like he just did that cover. Yeah. You can
No, the art looks killer, man. Absolutely killer.
do a couple of these real
Do
quick.
you have any of the pages? Oh, that.
It's got that like watercolor effect.
Yeah.
I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think when I go to the shop next week, I'm also going to be going to my little back issue section, and I'm going to pull this out.
Totally worth it. Let me know which cover you get, man. Oh, okay. Oh, a bit of beef for Vendetta. Right?
Yeah. So the thing with Opus Comics is apparently they haven't been paying like the Frazetta estate either, because they've been having some complaints as well.
Ooh, that's bad news.
Wow, that's not good. That's not cool, dude. That's
And the thing is, it's been a known problem since apparently November.
Oh shit. That's even worse.
And the fact that they've basically been radio silent since then, I'm really scared they're going to go under.
Yeah,
that they're done.
that's exactly what I was thinking. That tells me they don't have a way to pay it. Dude, that will suck. That will suck because if they are going ahead with something like this, that is looking really cool, they are embracing that old school movie style. That has a market. That's a huge market that right now is unfulfilled because there's a couple of Kickstarters, there's a couple of comics going into that vein, but it's not Zorro. Same goes for Tarzan. I need a Tarzan comic, man. I need my Tarzan fix. I haven't had a movie, a series, or a comic in years.
Guys, here's the surprise comic that I bought on impulse this week, along with so Transformers #4 was great and all.
Yep.
It was
really
great
good.
and all. But this is the big surprise here. Saturday Morning Adventures Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Nice.
#9, based off the 87 cartoon. And this is the cover to the next issue for those guy fans in the chat. Based off the third movie.
Did you saw that they are?
And it's nailed the characterization, the culture, the everything of that cartoon at that time. I would give both these books a strong recommend.
They
One
are
as
ending.
Transformers Normie, as a veteran TMNT fan, read both these books. I am officially on board to check out more of the Saturday Morning Adventures TMNT.
They also not too long ago had done the same for actually last year so they were doing the like for G.I. Joe as well. So there was a Saturday morning G.I. Joe.
Yeah, but did you see that they are ending the mainline
issue number 9?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Ooh.
comics? They are I don't remember exactly which number, but they are ending the mainline series.
The Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that may be a reboot or may continue with a different. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting for details because of the boring, unfortunate news that they'll continue at IDW. But regardless, Vulcan Lives, that's issue number 9. Could you check out Eric Burnham is the writer, Erik. Um, no, what happened was is this, dearest. Assuming that you're talking, oh, GI Joe, that is. No, it said that was a mini series. I don't know if that's true, but I do know for TMNT it's an ongoing. It started off as a mini series with TMNT, and they turned it into an ongoing because there was the limited series, then the free comic book day special, and then now it's an ongoing. Now it's 9 issues in. I can't wait. Issue number 9 came out this week, and it's the first issue of a 3-part story on top of that. So you could jump in clean to this. So, America, gentlemen, yeah, America has been. Oh, you got that right, buddy. It has been hacked, but that's why we're trying to highlight some of the good shite. So, because of that. Guys, Cobra Commander #1 comes out next week. Do yourselves a favor. Check that out. Hopefully it delivers. I'll be checking out because I'm gonna be doing monthly reviews on Cobra Commander. Caster and I will be doing that next year. I think you and I and Aaron Sparrow are actually doing that one. Yeah. So I got Aaron Sparrow now involved. And you guys know him. He's probably the comics aficionados with Wes from Thinking Critical's channel. Shout out to Wes. And that's gonna be awesome. And sorry, Aaron is a big Joe guy. He's a big GI Joe guy. This is exactly the type of guy who I wanted to get in on this. And he's just like, hey, you name the issue, I'm there. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this next week. So just like that, we're doing next week. And now we'll have Eric O'Sullivan for issue 2 as well. I'm still working out for other guys for issues 3, 4, and 5. But it's gonna be fun. And it's gonna be good to have an engagement over these comic books. You'll have the normal perspective of comics, me, veterans of Transformers like Castle, veteran of G.I. Joe. It's gonna be fun, but it's the future. It's gonna be great. And next week we'll have a Cobra Commander review out for your viewing pleasure. And yes, if it's a right, that Duke issue was a straight up home run. I am excited and I can't wait to read more. But guys, as I always say, you want to end these shows leaving your crowd wanting more. The fact that we're almost 3 hours into the show and there's still a lot of people here, I'm very grateful. I'm happy, and your dedication is admirable. But this is gonna be part where we got to plug in. I myself had to get up a little bit earlier than I normally do. I normally have to get up for work early every Saturday morning, but this time it was a little bit even earlier than usual because of the psychotic weather. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Christian, thank you for your super chats. Vulcan lives in Bull Rush. Thank you guys for your direct donations. I want to thank you in the chat for your time and your contributions, your insight. I love it. I appreciate it. And shout out to Hojo as well. Thanks for Tim for coming out, hanging out with us for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I will post his link one last time in the chat. Guys, go back to Mythicals #2, whether you want to do it on Fun My Comic or Kickstarter. Right there is the link. Go back. I'll be back in it in a few days as well. Shout out to Hojo for coming out to hang out with us. I can't wait to bring him back on again for issue #3. And for my channel, Cobra Commander. Also for the Metalheads, Saxon, new album review next week as well. Toxic Tuesday, Rambo 3, and Comic Shop Talk next week. Another open geek discussion. That's what's coming out on my side. I'm going to let Pablo plug his plugs on the way out.
Okay, Mina said, I'm actually right now editing a video. It's going to be really good. The script is really good. Andrew's narration is really good, and I'm trying to match the imagery on the video because actually there's a big upgrade, I will say, from just talking about something that you don't like, giving you alternatives, and this video will do that. this video goes really deep into the topic. Man, you are going to enjoy it. And if you are a fan of Doctor Who like I am, there's a few digs there because I can. So yeah, that will be it. I Because of the situation in my country right now, I'm playing Magic the Gathering remotely. That means I have a camera pointing to my desk and I have a bunch of aluminum. So one of these days I will just start the camera and just stream working on metal. I don't know if anyone wants to see that, but it will be interesting anyway. Uh, Even to have a record of that. Other than that, just enjoy something. If you are not reading One Piece, just read One Piece, the latest issue. God,
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
dude, that was insane.
dude,
Don't say
dude,
anything.
I
I
can't.
know
I
it's
cannot say
tempting.
anything because any word that I will say will be a spoiler. And at this point, just got them go read One Piece.
We're
I
gonna
have,
just need to start
dude,
a separate One Piece show. Is what we're gonna have to
yeah.
do.
I got the best idea. Why don't we do it on Rumble?
Ooh,
Ooh, like it.
ooh, mm. I like that idea. I like
Maybe,
that a lot.
we could put out a link to like some people on Gilded. We can kind of do a little bit of a change up.
I love that. No, dude, I think that's an outstanding idea. Let me get a hold of volumes 4 through 6, and we can entertain the oh 5 without question. You don't even have to ask, man.
Oh, nice.
That's the answer is yes before you even ask the question type of yes. Straight
I
up.
I'll reach out to a couple. Why don't we try to work it out? We'll try to make it a little bit of a bigger show. I'll reach out to someone. I'll reach out to like Brandon, the anime guy. Him and I have to go delve into One Piece again soon, and it might be worth, inviting him on.
I would love it. Would love to have him on. Like Pablo, thanks for being here, sir. You have a great night and weekend.
You too,
I can't wait
brother.
to do this again next week, sir. And keep on reading and keep on being excellent.
Oh yeah.
Caster.
Oh, why, hello, friends. This is Ironcaster here, and this has been so much fun. Guys, thank you for coming out, for helping out Hojo get his book done. Like, I know it was a little bit of a hectic thing, but we're trying, and every day we're trying to make things better. That said, if you want to come along with on the ride with us, and come talk about some good books that we're actually liking, be it manga, anime, actual comic books. Hey, Duke's a good book, by the way. Then and kind of help us out. Subscribe to Nick Weiser, yeah, or even me. I am on YouTube at Ironcaster, and I've been trying to do some stuff with big robots. I'm doing some movie reviews. Some guys like Pops and Stone Loki. I am over on the T-shirt Historians channel tomorrow for the Week in Geek, where we will no doubt be talking about Wizards of the Coast because they sure love to stir the pot. I think that's everything. Did I get?
Oh no, you missed something.
Yeah, what about me? Okay. And Charlie will be on the Cotton Council tomorrow if Snowdub is having his show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we play some Mario Kart. Yeah, we also do some Mario Kart too. Okay, Charlie, we'll work. We're gonna work on you. We're gonna work on getting you arms.
You heard him. He's gonna work on beginning
He
some
looks happy.
arms. Yeah, sir. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your contributions, and thanks for picking up the slack when, let's just say, things come up on my side of the aisle. So appreciate it, especially if I need to attend to something. You're right there to make it just happen. So thank you, sir. Have a great night, weekend. I can't wait to review Cobra Commander next Wednesday. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. So, chat. Once again, thanks for being here, whether it's for a little bit, a portion of it, half of it, most of it, all of your time. You all have a fucking awesome weekend. And dude, I've been watching your Gilded posts and acknowledging some of them. I'm watching. I'm so happy to see you reading those types of comics. That's the foundation, man. No, Vulcan, you're the son of a bitch that rocks. You have an even better night. And Mars, yeah, I agree. Carolyn should be on Rumble. I actually do know her. I should talk to her. I want to get on for a Toxic Tuesday. We'll see. Maybe that'll happen. I got to talk to her first, see what her feelings are about that. So, anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Chat, this goes out to you. You have a great day, night, week, weekend, wherever, whenever you are. We'll see you all soon.
Mick, before we go, Charlie wants me to has something he wants me to show you. Yeah, it's we got a cup here for you.
Ooh, DuckTales.
Nice.
The movie.
That's awesome.
Good night, Dave.
Dude, that's what I mean when I say I love merchandising.
Okay.
Good night, Bonehead. Good night, Cy Pico. Good night, Mars, Diesel, Dave C, Nightwing. You guys, seriously, Vince. Guys, seriously, thank you. And the fact that we had a crowd to the very end. That's what it's all about.